No stranger to drifting, no stranger to competition.
It's not the same as having human interaction. So I love four-wheeler drift. I love four-wheeler drift.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So
Here we are.
We are live. Welcome everybody to another episode, and let's get things going. We're gonna go ahead and welcome our special guest of the evening, the one, the only,
Two-time champ.
two-time.
Two-time.
Go ahead, sir.
The
Introduce
most
yourself.
winningest man in FD.
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go
Well,
ahead,
good
sir.
afternoon. Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
Well,
Yeah, he's in Cali.
California.
He's in
California.
Cali.
Oh, yeah,
afternoon. He's 3 hours
That's right.
difference.
Yeah, we're 3 hours apart here. You guys are in lovely Florida. I'm in California trying to get ready for Christmas. And you were correct. I'm the two-time, but I'm definitely not the only two-time.
No, I didn't say only.
Three-time,
Yeah, there is.
but we've been celebrating that championship for I think a good month now, and to the point where I think I've worn out all my friends, all my family, all my competitors by showing photos of that darn trophy. But pleasure to be here, guys, with you.
No, it's a pleasure to have you. We've been trying to get you on. You're a busy man. You're flying all around the world. This is what you do for a living. But my question, I guess, to start off, what does a champion, a world-class drifter, driver, whatever you want, you're racing, you've done all kinds of different stuff around the world. So what do you do in the off-season? We know you do some stunt driving, but what are some of the things that you do to keep yourself in the seat?
I stay in bed and eat oatmeal every morning and just, sleep in. No, I honestly, I've gone from being a rookie and a beginner 10 years ago when I met you for the first time, Tim, and I've gone through the ranks, right? Like learning more and more, and we've done better and better on track. And now and I hate to say it, I'm a veteran of the sport. And personally, what I love to do after each season is just take some time off, plain and simple. And that's what we've been doing. We've been doing other things. We've been going to the desert a little bit. I flew back home to see some friends and family, and now I'm back in California, and now we're starting to get into the planning part of next year. And once January hits, I'll be going back to Norway, doing a lot of ice racing. So that's kind of maybe not my secret weapon, but it's my way to get a lot of seat time in the off season and try and hone my skills, because doing well in Formula Drift and doing well in any sport, it's a moving target. You really got to stay on top of things, and I think in order to do that, you also got to take that time off to come back hungry.
Yeah. That's one thing I wanted to point out too is, maybe many people don't know, you didn't start off this sponsored driver, right? You didn't start off, you weren't just handed this sponsorship and being part of Papadakis' team. You came from very humble roots in an E30, which is excellent.
Yeah,
I'd love to
yeah.
hear that story. But reading up some of the past, and I remember watching an interview with you, and you had mentioned how there came a point in your career, or like the early experience, where you said, I got to separate myself, right, from everybody else. Can you kind of talk about that? What inspired that change?
Absolutely. So I came from humble beginnings in the sense that I'm from some small town in Norway, and my parents didn't have a lot of money, but my dad was into grassroots rally, and I got to race go-karts as a kid until we ran out of money. So I think developing skills in racing started there. I got to learn how to pick lines. When you're go-karting, you learn a lot about you. In go-karting, you're penalized so heavily for every mistake you make. And that's something that's stuck with me ever since and helped me. But I had a few years in between the age of like 15 through 18. Got my licenses at 18, got my first car, started, hooting around the streets to the point where I came home one day and my mom was in tears, because she had heard from some lady at the store that, your son is probably not going to get old. And that's when I realized that taking it from the streets, getting to the track, and really focusing on doing well where it matters, that I think it saved me in many ways. Literally, it saved me from some gnarly crash on the streets, and it also gave me a path in life. And you know, I started off drifting at a time when drifting was really young in Europe. You know, the start of the early 2000s, and I got to grow with the sport to where I had a basic shit box of an E30. I mean, I adore E30s, and my dream car is an E30 M3 Sport, you know, Evo.
Yeah.
But mine was a shit box, way worse than yours ever was. I mean, I haven't seen it now.
You haven't seen it. You haven't seen it lately.
You haven't seen it lately.
Way. Yeah, I don't think it's possible.
You got the nice years of my E30, but go ahead.
Right. So, but I had a car that looked real basic, and it was nothing, you know, like the cool Skylines and S-bodies that came out of Japan. But I feel like my strength was always to be smart about how I did things. I made that car perform better than it looked. And that almost gave me some underdog points, I think, with judges and fans. And here's this guy in this beat up old Bimmer winning some of these battles. And it kind of gave me that little bit of a head start on everyone else. And that, I like to call that racecraft. And I have a lot of shortcomings in my driving and in my character and stuff that I'm not good at. But that racecraft, I think, is one of my, you know, strengths. Like figure out how to win a battle.
Right. And having the mindset that just from what I witnessed just seems to come natural. Obviously, like you said, you have experience prior to drifting to get in that racing mindset. But with the professionalism that you seem to naturally just have, right? You naturally seem to, ever since I met you back when you first started where you were in your rookie time and your rookie years at Formula Drift, you had that natural sense of professionalism. Is that something that is just something that you had to learn at an early age, or is that something that just kind of came natural to you?
It's just who I am. And I think a lot of times it's kind of boring to be that way because I'm so vanilla in many ways, right? And I think that's some of the criticism I've gotten is that I'm so, it's almost to where some people think it's fake because I'm diplomatic and I don't really get mad. And some people, I think that doesn't sit well with certain people, but it's simply because I was just raised to try and have respect for people. And I'm not a witty, quick kind of person. I'm just a big nerd that likes to go racing and figure out how to do well on track. So I think that it's just who I am, for better or worse. And the good thing about that is it's probably easy to sponsor someone like that because I'm not a loose cannon, at least not usually, right? Like I'm someone. I mean, I'm glad people don't see me when I'm partying and stuff because I have my moments. Trust me.
Chris has seen you when you're partying, right?
See, I've seen some party time. Yeah.
We're
usually partying probably harder.
He's my spy. Anything that you're doing, I get to hear about because
we
he's
party for little things though. Like we party for everything.
Yeah. That's good.
We've actually been told that we party too much. We need to calm down a little bit with the party.
No, but don't change. And just to mention that, like what Chris and Jeff are doing, it's such a breath of fresh air in FD. You know, having fun out there, you know, like showing your character, smiling, being happy, not taking it too seriously, but at the same time, I know you guys do take it very seriously, and it shows in your prowess and your runs on track, you know. So kudos to you guys for adding color to the sport.
Yeah, color and dancing.
dancing. So it's funny you mentioned that because you tend to be that just stable, very politically correct. That's what you're kind of known for, right? You're very humble. A lot of times, so humble that people think it's fake. Yeah. But one thing we got to see, and then we noticed this. Von Gittin Jr. came up to your car this season, seemed to have some words. And then we noticed you taking some boxing classes, and we were expecting like maybe a little throwdown towards the end of the season. Was that the plan? Is that why you're taking boxing lessons?
Jersey or Erie?
Was it Jersey or
Erie? Yeah.
Were you getting ready for the throwdown with Gittin?
I don't have to. I don't think it. I don't know who would have won that match, but no, it's the reason why I went boxing was with Jonathan, just to try something new. And JR and I, we have a long history of battling together. And it was not, he was fired up, but he's never been, I've never seen him being violent, you know? And I'm sure fans would love to see some altercations, but
We've talked about that.
Not, right.
We want it to be more WWF. We want maybe some jumps incorporated, some body slams, maybe like, a folding chair, come out the trunk and smash over the hood of the car. Make it exciting.
I got people for that. I don't need to fight.
I mean, bring out the hammer,
Right. You want to see it?
Maybe after the show. Oh, that's funny. So tell me some of, what would you say is, as far as you're from the beginning of your Formula Drift career, just focusing on Formula Drift, what are some, maybe like the lowest point, one of the hardest moments of your Formula Drift career, and then give us the the opposite. What would be the pinnacle? Probably winning a championship. But aside from winning the championship, what would you say is one of your highest points of Formula Drift? So sort of a high and low contrast of your career in Formula Drift.
Lowest point, April 2013 for sure.
Oh wow.
Okay. We had a really hard crash in Long Beach during the Super Drift event, which is the weekend after the actual pro event. And it was just a frustrating time because I came in with Stefan, with Papadakis in 2011, and he came off several great years with Tanner. And, we did okay the first couple of years. We got a couple podiums here and there, but I wasn't performing, I think, to where he was hoping. And frankly, looking back, I also don't think we had the car in the setup. We were behind on car development and a lot of things. And when I had that crash, I think it was just everything culminating, and Steph got really mad at me, and I was really mad at myself, locked myself in a hotel room here in Los Angeles, and really dug deep to figure out what was going on. I ended up reading a lot of sports psychology and really trying to understand my brain and figure out how to perform when it mattered. And that was the turnaround point. And from then on, we started improving little by little, to where that year we finished in top 6 or something like that. Next year, second, and 2015 won the championship. And that day, 2015, in October, winning the championship and winning the last event at Irwindale was 100% the highlight of my career. I was freshly single, living the dream, commuting back and forth to Hawaii, learning how to surf, met my now wife, Hunter. It was all kind of coming together. We won the championship. It was really high on life, and I think my head grew a couple inches that off season. It was just my lifelong goal. Right. So that was, but now looking back at that, the level of the sport then and the level of my driving was not that impressive looking back. It was just what it was for the time, and over the years since then, the level of the sport of cars, but mostly driving and that racecraft we were talking about, has just gone through the roof. And I think James and Peter coming in the years after have helped raise that level. Everyone else, Chelsea, Matt, Jeff, everyone's stepped it up. And I think from a sporting point of view, from an actual performance point of view, this year as a collective whole was probably my most dialed driving with the least amount of mistakes. We had some car issues. I was far from perfect, but in terms of like actually delivering on track, I would say this year as a whole was the highlight.
Yeah.
Do you feel your boxing lessons attributed to your? I mean, he's talking about sports psychology, but I'm wondering if his boxing lessons help with his driving. If there's any sort of correlation with that.
I would say there is. Hand-eye, coordination, sequencing, all that stuff definitely helped. Although coming back from that vacation with Castro and DR, we didn't do that well the next round, but I think it all helps. And this is kind of my next goal, is really figuring out what measures can I do to slow down my aging and continue to become a better driver. And there are many different things. I think surfing helps, because you sit there and you wait and boom, you have 20 seconds, very similar to a drift run. I'm doing some RC crawling, which is kind of the same kind of mindset, but super nerdy. You know, all the reflex training you can do, all of that stuff helps for sure.
You doing the sim rigs?
Sim rigs too. I'm not. I used to race more in sim rigs previously. I haven't done much of that the last couple of years, because the reason for that, I think, is one, if you can practice in real life, it's always going to be better. And that's one thing that I've made an effort to do. I've been going, you know, consistently to Texas this year, practice at the Texas Drift Academy, and I get actual seat time. And I also think a lot of guys that do a lot of sim racing, sim drifting, they develop, they train themselves into bad habits, because you have an eternal amount of tries on a sim rig, unless you're competing, to where you can kind of just reset. You know what I mean? So each run doesn't matter that much when you're in Assetto Corsa. So if you're doing it that way, now you're training yourself to thinking it's okay to make mistakes, because you can just reset. Now, I think that the right way of practicing on a sim rig for drifting is to come home from school or work or whatever, sit down, focus, do 2 runs, and then get away from the rig. Really make each lap count. And I know there are different schools and opinions on this stuff, but I think there is something there. And I think just doing laps and laps and laps on Assetto Corsa, let's say in the lobby with tons of drivers, it's good for developing, you know, like eye-hand coordination and for just learning the techniques, but it doesn't necessarily teach you how to really perform at the peak when it really matters.
Yeah, I know we saw wasn't there a kid that he never drove a drift car, and Peter Visick, he gave him his car, and apparently he killed it. But but that was now he's not competing pro. It's just a matter that he was able to drift.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Were you going to say something?
No.
Okay. I wanted to talk about 2017 through 2019 when James came over and just doing incredible through those 3 years. But I mean, what I wanted to know was like, how did his domination elevate your driving? What did you have to do to be like, I'm coming back next year and I'm going to come back harder to beat this guy?
I think James and Peter as a whole, as a unit, if I may say so, they both, because they first and foremost, their driving was on another level. Their proximity, their ability to go out their first lap, place the car wherever they wanted to, just the driving prowess and the ability was next level. So it forced me and everyone else to really focus and to understand that there's a next level in terms of proximity. So that was the biggest thing. I think James has that. He's kind of like a cat in the sense that he'll always land on his feet. Even when stuff goes wrong, he has his natural ability to drive around the problem. And, you know, he's just a unique and arguably perhaps the best driver in the world, right? I guess I would love to see Nakamura and James go at it, but he has this ability to just deliver when it matters. One thing that I would say that James is not best at, and he's getting better at it, he's not the best at leading the charge and being on the cutting edge with car setup and understanding what's next. And this is in no way or form criticism of James, because he's absolutely remarkable, but it's the last little bit of if you were to criticize or hold something against him, it would be that. Everything else is absolutely remarkable at. And I think once he gets that next level car or works with the team or gets people under him that are that next level, have that next level mindset, he'll be even more unbeatable. So to get back to your question, I would say it's mostly his driving prowess that would inspire me to get better. But we also had a couple battles where we beat him, and that was more due to car or us understanding how to set up the car for that particular condition or track that we were doing. Like in Atlanta in the rain, we probably had way more forward bite than him. I don't remember all the battles, but I think the times we beat him, it was more due to our understanding of setup and car than driving. Whereas the times that he beat us, it was just he's just, I think, is a better natural driver than I am. But I could, in certain instances, perhaps be a better car setup theorist.
Right. I gotcha.
Does that make sense? Would you guys agree with that? Watching?
Well, I mean, Chris would probably know a little more because he's around you more often as far as the setup wise.
Yeah, there's like, you're one of them. There's a whole bunch of them. Oh,
Put the mic closer.
you're one of them. Like, there's a whole bunch of them that, like, we know we're going up against, that we're like, we just gotta give it everything this car has, because we get outcarred basically. So we just have to give it everything it can. And like, I remember, I think Orlando last year.
Yeah.
You rocket ship. We're like, where did that come from? We're like, it was just, we didn't have a shot. It just left us. Like, that thing was gone. We were not catching up. And yeah, like, car setup, like, we just, there's nothing else we can do. And being the smaller team and, probably not knowing quite as much, because people pretty much share a lot of car setup help, but I'm sure they're not telling you everything. So we're trying to get there and trying to make the car as fast as we can. But man, your car was a rocket ship that round. Like, there was nothing we could do about it.
That car was fast.
Yeah. I got a question. So you've gone through quite a bit of different chassis in your FD career, I'd say, and plus you're in a GR86 over in Europe, right?
GT86 previously, and now a GR Supra.
Okay, right. So what would you say is your favorite chassis out of all those?
Oh man, which kid is your favorite kid?
Well, I'd have a favorite.
It's hard to say, because I mean, the Supra in its current form and shape is the most competitive chassis I've been in for a number of reasons. But I don't think it's the perfect chassis. I think the wheelbase can be a little bit too short. I think there are limitations in the front end that are not ideal and certain things like that. But it's very good for what it is. The Corolla is a much better car than I think a lot of people understand. It's bigger and longer than it looks. People see a hatchback and they think it's a tiny car. It's actually a really big car.
E30 the same way. E30's got a long wheelbase too. People think it's real short.
Yeah.
Right.
102.
You see a small, with the front axle far forward and all that. The Corolla has a really nice rear suspension design. It's basically like an E46 or E36 with the trailing arm rear, McPherson front, ample room for packaging for steering lock.
The Supra's a 5-arm rear, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Wow.
So very similar to like an E90 or modern BMW. Yeah. Which you kind of have the same capabilities with that 5-link rear, but just that trailing arm makes it very stable, yet have really good corner exit traction. Well,
maybe not your favorite, but what would you say is the most fun to drive that you've drove, and your initial impression was like, wow, this is fun?
They've all been like that when I drove them, though, for the first time. But like,
bad question.
No, it's a great question, but the bar just gets moved because it's the sport improves and everything. But I will say this: when I first got in the Supra with that 315 Nitto, really low pressures, it's just very, very. It's a different sensation with that wide of a tire and that tall of a sidewall and a narrow rim. It moves a lot. But when it really takes a sit and you have max jacking and everything going for you, it's just it is a rocket ship. I can confirm.
Yeah.
So that stuff is. But honestly speaking, guys, the most fun I have behind the steering wheel is in my beater Supra on the ice, the Mark IV. 200 horsepower, but all really like drivetrain with the carbon fiber drive shaft and just whatever you need, and tons of grip on the ice with the WRC tires. That stuff is just next out of this world fun.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say was, speaking on the fact that you go through a lot of chassis and whatnot, the fact is that you get into a new car and immediately win. Like, this is something that I've never seen in most other drivers. Like, and I know it's probably a lot of Papadakis magic, but I mean, what can you say about that? I mean, it's remarkable.
You know, the GR Supra it's just everything you need to make that car perform, you can buy on the shelf. It's an easy car to build, aside of the motor. You know, obviously Steph put a lot of work into understanding and setting up and building that motor. But the rest is just, you know, basically BMW stuff that's been out for 5 years. It's a very simple design. And I think going back to where I think our strength is collectively as a team is understanding what's needed in certain directions for car setup. It's the mix of my feedback. I'm really interested, and I feel like I have a decent understanding and grasp of suspension design and, you know, different pro squad and anti-squad and the different jacking and the wedging and some of the tools that we need. So in between my feedback and really being that sensor in the car, feeling where we can push more in terms of setup, and between Steph's capability and understanding of it all, I think that win in St. Louis was a testament to that ability. And again, it was far from perfect. The car was not dialed. You know, we had tons of bobbing in the front and lots of things that were not great. But at least we had an understanding in the moment to figure out what we needed. And part of the reason we won that race is because we were doing big changes during competition, which I think took a lot of the spotters of the other teams by surprise. Because we have big changes in speed, we have big changes in how the car performed. And that makes it extra hard for teams to understand what's going on. It also makes it hard for a driver to adjust on the fly, but that time we got to pull it off.
Talking about spotters, how's your experience being a spotter?
Dude, I was so nervous. So you're thinking about with Hunter, right?
Correct.
So my better half, Hunter, she's now competing in Norway in a Mark IV Supra, of course, and she is in a semi-pro league. And can you tell I'm proud? She qualified second and fourth in third and fourth round or whatever. And she's on the radio, getting ready, lining up for her battle or qual. And she's like, Freddie, I'm starting to get nervous. And I'm like, okay, babe, this is just another practice lap. Go out there, focus on this in turn 1 and that in turn 2. And, you know, it's just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. And then I get off the radio, walk around the building, and start biting my nails. I'm more nervous than she is.
Right.
But to answer your question, it was great. It was a really cool experience. And it helps everything I do as well, you know, because it's good to be on both sides of the table, right?
Yeah, I read
Spotter's the worst job ever.
Yeah, that's what you said. Spotter's the worst job ever. But I read something where you said that she's on a sim rig before you're waking up, and how you guys have just been able to have that drifting is a major part of your relationship. And it's major. It's a big part of your bond, and it's made your relationship that much stronger. So I think that's awesome, right? Because it's not only you have your wife now, but she's not just your wife; she's your best friend. You guys do these things. You can relate these things. It's not something that you do outside of the relationship, which is fine. For like my wife, she wants to come to the events, but she has no interest in driving. But I think to have that chemistry there is just going to help your marriage and relationship. I have another question. Outside of drifting, we've seen you do some stunt driving in some movies and stuff. Is there? We're going to see more of that from you?
Rally too.
Oh yeah.
We worked on some stuff this fall. Not so much Hollywood stuff now, but I've done some of that. I've worked with Michael Bay, which was crazy. Michael Bay, the director of Transformers, and a bunch of those things, and he's just a lunatic, and he's kind of old school in the sense that he's just a cowboy. He just gets to do whatever he wants to do. He blows shit up, moves on to the next location, lets people deal with it, and that was a really cool experience, and kind of a taste of that. It felt like a taste of that 80s 90s macho Hollywood era, right? For better or worse. And but now we're doing a lot of stuff with Toyota. They're starting to embed what we're doing as in drifting more into their mainstream marketing, which is really cool. Obviously Toyota has a lot of new GR products now, which are perfectly in line with what we're doing. And I get asked to do some stuff here and there around the world, and a lot of that stuff slowed down a bit during COVID.
Right.
But a lot of it is picking back up, and I'm not the perfect stunt driver for movies because I don't enjoy it as much as I enjoy the nerdy part of racing, where you're really honing down on the setup of the car for a particular set of turns. In stunt driving, it's more like, this is what we got. Do your magic, do whatever you can with this shit box, and we'll make it look good.
Yeah.
And certain drivers, and I admire the guys that are fantastic stunt drivers. Like I worked with Reese Millen recently. He's now so experienced and understands how to deliver on camera. So I have mad respect for that genre. But some of the drift stuff, you know, I guess as drift drivers and champions, we have the names to really come in on set and do the drift stuff. And, it's fun.
Nice.
I want to mention two things. One is one of the highlights on Formula Drift Japan is watching the RSR commercial that pops up. All right. I want to mention that clearly. And the other thing I do want to mention is that the time that you spent down here in South Florida and you paid a visit to our track, I asked you, how's your involvement how involved was Toyota in your program? And at that time, you said, not so much, to paraphrase it. But it seems like things have turned for the better, and I'm happy to hear that they are much more involved now than they were then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, amen.
No, it's true. I mean,
it is.
Yeah, they are more involved now than they were. They love the sport, and frankly, what we're doing is peanuts cost-wise compared to NASCAR. I've heard that the TRD NASCAR engine building factory, they have tanks with different air from the different tracks so they can dyno tune the motors. You know what I mean? Sheesh. So we're not at that level. Or I can neither confirm or deny we're doing that for FT. But,
yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, Florida, I had a time in my career where, or I want to say it was probably that 8, 9, 10 years ago, where I wanted to move to Florida, and I still want to move to Florida. It's just my second family ends up being in California now.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of my people from back home, they love Florida. It's a shorter distance from Europe. The climate, politics.
We have water. We have water still. We're not on fire. It's a recovery reason.
And not to mention a friend of yours, and I think a business partner, I got to mention him because otherwise I'll get flamed, is
Aki.
No, not Aki.
Yeah.
No, not Aki.
KP. Actually, Aki's
Aki's
shop.
my next door neighbor.
Aki's shop is his next door. For better or for
Yeah.
worse, because Aki can wear on you, right? Sometimes he pisses you off. Sometimes he pisses you off. But anyways, we'll get on to that some other time. But KP, I think, is also
the
business.
happiest guy I think I've ever met.
Which one? Wait, Aki?
Yeah.
Aki?
Yeah.
Aki?
For like 10 minutes.
You talking? Have you ever lived with them?
Maybe that's the problem.
No, yeah.
But what about KP? Tell us a little bit. I told KP, I'd give him a shout out. You do work with that guy?
With Ike?
KP.
Kevin Phillips.
Kevin Phillips.
Oh, KP.
KP, yeah, he's KP down south.
We call him KP
Yeah.
because he had his own. Yeah, he has some issues, but we love him sort of.
So KP, Kevin he came to visit us a couple years back, which was a blast. We went ice drifting together, and when I proposed to Hunter, he was there at Epcot. The whole and mimicking Mickey Mouse the whole time for an hour and a half, but love him to death. And to me, he's kind of the personification of Florida. He's a very complex gentleman.
And you gotta change that. And you still want to move here.
Guns, cars, mullets, weird drugs at parties.
Have you seen his club?
He's got a club.
It's actually genius. Like, you never thought, but he literally rented like a store, like a warehouse like mine, and he put up speakers and lights and hires a DJ. And we're like, what are we going to? And it's packed. No air conditioning.
That's one thing.
And he's like, yeah, I buy these. He likes the plastic bottles of liquor, which I tell him, like, yo, we're 30 now. Get stiff in a glass bottle. He still doesn't do it. But yeah, it's a packed, and like, it's crazy because like we go after FD. I'm like, what's going on? Like, this is what we're at, and then it's actually like really packed
Well,
for a storage warehouse that you turned into a club.
One thing that KP has always been good at is marketing himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he wears that company to the bone, moves on to the next one. I don't know how he does it, but he's very good at it.
Well, it's a skill.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It is a skill. I need to learn that skill.
Yeah.
So
All right. Guys, I'm very sorry. My
No, I know.
terrible planning skills have led me to.
I've seen you been looking to the side, and I know she's doing this. She's probably doing this, right? Okay. Well,
You know how females work. So will have to go and entertain them, but this was a lot of fun. I hope we can do this again. Maybe we can do it in Norway. Maybe I can do a little, maybe show you guys around my ice bar, or
Yeah.
I'll come
Yeah.
and
We can just come.
I'll
I'd love to go
invite
ice
myself to
drifting.
Florida.
we can all come and go ice drifting and do an episode in Norway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get somebody to fund that, but we would definitely enjoy that.
I'll pack you in bags and I'll ship you over.
Well,
Sounds good. I
Yeah,
get ships
yeah.
everywhere.
Freddie, it was an honor to have you on. We really appreciate you, and we know your time's valuable. But we're gonna get you back on, get a little more depth, a little more
Sure.
time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a great
Guys.
party. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Merry Christmas.
Kwanzaa, whatever you do. And we'll see you soon.
you
Don't hit
guys.
anybody too
Enjoy.
hard with the hammer, though.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right.
Take care, guys.
All right.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Good night.
Oh, so
Wow.
now I gotta get another chair. Paul's here.
Is it over?
No, we're still on. We're still on.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we're still on.
TV went bad.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'll give him my chair.
You sure? You're fine over there? Okay. You're just gonna be a hackler from the
gonna yell insults at I'm like the two old guys.
from Muppets. Oh, you want some coffee?
No. No.
You have to leave. You have to go.
No, not go.
Oh, okay.
Go get some coffee. You know?
Take your receipt. I don't need coffee, but you can have
No, you sit.
He's gonna make me some coffee.
I don't know what's happening here.
Whoa, I almost fell.
Oh boy, what's going on over here?
What are you doing? We're doing music.
No, they're all confused.
He's gonna make me coffee like my little.
Make me coffee too, then, please.
Oh
Is
boy.
that what we're doing? If that were, I like the TV though. It's weird now. I feel like we lost somebody. It's like wrong.
Oh, freaking hell! Look at that, it's broken.
Oh. Yeah, we've been having trouble setting up the mics today for some reason.
What? All right, so
That was great.
that was cool.
Yeah.
Was it good? I didn't get to watch anything. I just came from the party.
Yeah, I'm like, wasn't Paul supposed to be at a party?
Yeah, I literally drove from the party
Yeah.
straight here.
You're like, screw this party. I'm
I
gonna.
was trying to like come earlier before it started, and I'm like, oh, sit down. I was like, oh, okay. Reminds me of the old days when I used to show up to Tim's house.
Welcome aboard.
Now we're older and do the same thing.
Hey, you still do the
We
same.
haven't matured at all. Want me to hold that? Oh, there you go.
Oh wait, you're breaking things for crying out loud.
Well, that's what Paul does. Yeah,
That's what I do. I break
Ah,
he
darn
breaks
it.
everything.
All right. Why don't we just talk about Mr. World Famous Chris Jackson's experience over at the Klutch Kickers Fun Day event? How did that go for you, pal?
We're talking about that. It was amazing, actually. I had a blast.
And then you go there, and then they have to shut the.
I thought they shut the place down. Yeah, they're like last event, Chris is here. You're in the
What the-
program.
oh my God.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Jackson made it. Here, time to shut it down.
Yeah, no, but it was awesome. I drove. I probably drove more the first day there, than I did all year. You know, at my own events. So that was cool.
It's nice when you're not running events.
Oh, it was so nice. Like they're like doing it, and I'm like, and they got it handled too. Like I didn't like nothing. Like it was great. Yeah, they had everything there.
They
Like
know exactly.
I got there, and Zach's awesome.
You gotta put it closer, pal.
Yeah.
Zach's awesome. Went there. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
like what's going on? He's like, you need tech? He's like, yeah, whatever. Like, go ahead. Awesome. So yeah, I did a lot of driving. I
You
waited.
did that to the wrong person.
No, I mean like it was pretty laid back. It was the group thing is a little weird that they do there. They do like a CBA, ABC or whatever for the groups.
Oh.
But B is like a tandem class, but with your friends. A is kind of like
Pumpkin spice or vanilla?
pumpkin spice for sure.
Vanilla.
My inner white girl. Yes. Yes.
So it was fun.
So like so that was cool because like he's like, yeah, well, A class, I'm just gonna send people behind you, but like still people weren't doing it, so like there were still some solo runs, and I waited 15 minutes or 20 minutes every time the session started, just because like it was a shit show. There was people cars flying everywhere. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna wait for all the guys that just fixed their car and figured out maybe it worked or not going out. So then it was like 45-minute sessions, and like. If I drive for 20 minutes at one time, that's a lot.
That's a hell of a lot.
Like, especially there, that's like 12 laps.
Yeah.
And it was cold. The cars were running great. So like only till the last day we had to actually do cool down laps. But I was, I didn't have any issues. I had a couple car cutting out a couple times because it was so cold.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know that my computer had like this thing that when it was below 160, it would cut off.
Oh, really?
I never had that issue ever.
Really too cold.
It took me about a day and a half to realize it. I bet Tim didn't even know that.
What's that?
That somebody put like a setting in the computer that at 160 it'll just shut off. Like when it runs out of fuel. Yeah.
That's why it shuts off.
When temperature is below 160, cool temps below 160, and you go over a certain amount of RPMs, it just like kills everything. It's like nope, sorry.
And then it just idles.
And that's fine. It does it when you're low on fuel too. When like your air fuels go crazy when you're on boost.
Because I had that happen before you got the car. I was doing a couple events and I was wondering why it would do that. It would
So if
just
you let
randomly
the
shut
car
off.
get over 160. It never does it. And you have fuel, never does it.
So it's like the car needs to be properly
The car
warmed
needs
up.
to be warmed up. So somebody, but
Wow.
and then my computer, like Megasquirt updated, I guess, since last time I decided to look at anything. So tried doing that. What, I need this? Oh,
No, not that yet.
The mic,
He's
the
like,
mic.
drink your
Please,
coffee.
please.
No, so I couldn't update it and try to actually see what that was the problem. But that seemed like as soon as I figured that out, I waited to get to 160 and like it'd be cold and I'd be just sitting there like redlining and like in line like 4,000, 4,500, just trying to get the temps up, and then it'd be fine.
It's interesting because that car, you don't have a problem with temps. I redid the way the whole cooling system was because the temp would get too high.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but you
never
did too,
you never overheat.
You did it too good
I
though.
I did it too good.
I wouldn't say never, but I mean it was.
Well, if you don't turn the fans on.
35 degrees. Well, I mean, if you see the fan now, there's like a chunk missing out of it.
Well,
It's
and that's
pretty
probably
sad.
why.
The shroud thing you made completely gone. That thing, I don't know who hit me, but that thing's done.
Not a fresh body for it, like for $1,000.
It's like
It's 4-door though. He wants a 4-door.
I want a four. Yeah, it's like a $20 car. They would have put $1,000 into it.
So what are we talking about now?
I don't even want to put tires. Like
experience
tires.
at Klutch Kickers.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
just
Klutch
talking about
Kickers.
his experience at Klutch Kickers, and I was gonna lead up to the question
What did I
where
buy that like? Oh, so Tim had the car 4-lug in the front and 5-lug in the back. I got hit by I think a Mustang or something, and so I had to buy a new front wheel. So I decided to convert it to 5-lug, and that hurt spending all that money. That and axles.
When
I
did you
spent
do
on
that?
it.
When did you do
I
the
wanted all
conversion?
RPF ones on it because when I had all those axle issues,
Very close to your mouth, like
but
you're used to that.
so when I had all those axle issues, I kept on getting like
That's the thing is if the microphone was, if it was pink, it'd be all over that mic.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Come on,
But
guys.
It's big and black, and you're.
I'm gonna sit back here.
He's trying to stay
Living
away.
up to the words.
As soon as Aasbø comes off, we could
Yeah.
go totally unprofessional.
So, but anyways, Ben was going to lead into another question.
Oh, okay, good.
yeah. So how do you think you would have handled the series, the competition?
I think the 830 would have done amazing.
You think so?
Other than like lack of tire smoke, because that car is just so light, it just doesn't make a lot of smoke. But I mean, I don't understand how people spin out that often and fly off track. It's a very easy track.
Yeah, it is.
super easy.
It's just the entry that's kind of.
I mean, once you get it,
If you're
get
trying
it,
to ride the
you know?
edge, though, you guys were digging way inside.
Only when we're tandeming with like Alec, because Alec is all the way on the inside.
Tell
all
us
the time.
about Alec.
So Alec's a great driver, man. Like the kid, like from being
Yeah, but you're griping about it.
How old?
really.
Oh no, I'm getting there.
Oh,
Okay,
you're getting-
I'm
oh,
giving
you're
him. I'm
getting
giving him his credit where it's due because he is
building up the.
he is doing
Yeah,
great.
he is very naturally
But
talented.
man,
Yes.
he was cutting the track every fucking minute he got.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
And then like when you're trying to do 3 cars, I have to be like 4 tires off just to even keep up with him because he's already like 2.5. Like
So he's way inside.
he's like door handle on the edge of the track. He's like front tires all the way off. So like you can't tandem behind it. So like that part wasn't my fun. So I stood back a little bit.
It's like
time.
trying to follow
did-
Ben. Ben and
I guarantee he's slow as hell. He's trying to get 40 miles to the gallon. And
no, no, but when you like tandem with him in like either a Seto or Forza or whatever, he takes like the super inside line, and I'm like, I'm trying to be on your door.
he's trying to
you
save
know?
electricity because it probably another kilowatt
more-
hours or more because more processing speed, it's longer turn. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. He's
So,
got to shorten the
keep his
distance.
electric bill down. You
Yeah,
know,
guys-
like he's got it all figured out. Just
Yeah.
don't worry.
Oh. Wow. Interesting.
Ah, you're
Yeah.
killing me, Chris.
Yeah, frame rates or something. I'm sure there's a better reason. But, you know.
Oh, buddy.
But yeah,
wait,
we-
but
we
didn't you take the E90 over there?
No, so I decided to start ripping apart the E90 and finally putting in the 66D from Rick and the quick change from Rick.
Oh.
And I got I don't know, I got a lot of cool stuff. I got Extreme Dimensions, got me a cool ass body kit,
Yeah, that's nice, yeah.
and got a new hood, like converting it to an M3. So
What
I
about
got
the rear end? What are you gonna do for traction?
so I got the Wise Fab. They do make a grip kit that'll help.
Okay.
I think it's just basically me not really knowing what to do. Every other car's kind of been easy. This 5-arm thing's new. And also the car does make I've never driven something that makes 500 pounds of torque at 2,500 RPMs.
Yeah.
So it could be just that too, that me like just gassing it and driving like I'm used to doing it.
Are you still on those eBay coilovers?
No, they're BCs. Oh, on the E30, yes, I am.
Oh,
They are great.
So you got rid of the D2s?
No,
no, he had
on
like
the E30.
You still the same coilovers I had on from before?
Yeah.
Those are D2s.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
You have a replacement shock in the front with some cheap eBay thing that you have to whenever you have to cut the friggin' spring perch out to use the little eBay spring perch because it's like a half the size.
Oh.
And there's a drop-in shock, like factory. Yes.
That's what the D2s were.
Yeah.
The D2s were that.
Yeah, they're D2s.
They weren't coilovers. They were a
Well,
shock.
because it's the tube and it's like the Corollas, right? The tube is
Yeah,
part of
but
the
I mean,
spindle.
like real coilovers, like you get some BCs, you just chopped it off and you weld the tube right
Yeah, I
through
didn't
it.
want to weld. I didn't have a welder at
wanna
that time.
weld.
I didn't have a welder at the time.
I know.
So that's what the D2 kit was.
Well-
You had what, Olin's?
I had gas.
He had gas on his, which was a full. He got the spindle and everything came all. in
No,
one.
I replaced the shocks on it, you know, because like the front shocks were pretty bad. It was really bouncy.
Yeah.
But I just put like factory replacement Bilsteins or whatever was cheap KYBs or whatever was cheap at the time and was available.
I think what helps too is that how I did the subframe where we made the adjustment a little higher so you can dial in.
Yeah, so that's like the new thing because cars been wrecked so much now that like you got to kind of choose your toe over your camber.
This has been wrecked
It's
so
so
many
bad.
times.
So you choose to get your toe right and it throws your camber off, and it's just not enough anywhere.
Freaking Chelsea just released a video of the TI because the TI has the same suspension as the E30, and he has the Grogistics rear subframe.
Oh, the
Grudges.
knot, the
They have the knot
serrated
system.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, the serrated.
Yeah.
I found another one by ISC or maybe some Australian guys, and I found some copy on eBay that like it's like a spherical
eccentric.
and a
So
thing.
that's
No,
what-
Yeah.
That's what you have now.
no, I don't have that. I
You
just
do?
have no, I don't.
That's what Tim had.
Oh no,
yeah.
I don't.
But Chelsea also
No,
runs.
this is like a
And eccentric.
double. No, this is a double. This is a spherical that you weld on like a block, and it's got threads on the top and threads on the bottom, and you can adjust the arm.
DTM style.
Yeah, DTM style.
Yeah.
So that is what I want to upgrade, or if this garagistic stuff is
The
great,
DTM style is better because you can adjust it on the fly.
but it's also $500, and it's gonna get wrecked.
Now Chelsea also runs an 18K spring in the rear on that car, so that way it doesn't do the dynamic toe.
So it's stiff and real stiff.
Yeah, it's super
Right.
stiff.
He's
So
running like a
That's what Sean Love used to tell me to do.
quarter-inch of toe in.
yeah, but
It's not gaining. It's not
No.
gaining a lot of toe.
yeah, because he doesn't have a lot of suspension travel with such a high spring rate, so it doesn't like toe in or toe out on him.
Yeah,
See, I don't think I
Sean
like
Love
that.
used to tell me that. He's like, you need to go with a higher rate spring in the rear.
Yeah,
No, I mean, I wouldn't do anything. I'd leave the springs alone. The car, I don't feel like if I go like Nick in like fast cars, and I actually put like a decent tire on it, and lower the drop the tires to 15 psi. The thing's a rocket ship.
As long as
It
you don't break
doesn't-
axles.
Well, ever since I got the other axles, I haven't had that problem. I only broke one.
Okay.
I broke one.
I never broke one the whole time. I would break carrier
You
bearings.
probably,
That's-
I mean, you
I don't
just-
e-brake as much as you do though,
You probably are nicer to the car. I drive it like it's not mine.
because it's not yours.
They have so
Yeah.
much stuff for E30s now.
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah.
drive and there was nothing.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
What's funny is it's been crashed so many times that if I take the front strut bar off, it's like bing, and like, like the front strut bar is really the only thing holding the whole front. And like there's like a gap on the firewall where the cage is welded. There's a big hole.
My
Like,
cage is still
crushing-
welded in there. All those goobers.
Yeah, the goobers are still holding together. So
A lot of
I mean, I
goobers.
think after the United 2 it'd be cool to like refresh it with a new chassis and make it like really nice. And
There's one. I'll send it.
I don't want to spend $1,000 right now. I'm trying to get the United 2 done. This is costing me like more than my life
You didn't
savings.
have to do what you did to the E92.
Oh, but it's getting even worse.
It's getting worse.
It's getting worse. Well, yeah. I mean, I was looking at dry sump systems, and I was really hoping Dailies was at PRI, but they didn't make it. But I saw all the other ones, and some of them are great, and they do their things. But the Dailies makes like a nice billet oil pan with like you don't have to run the lines from the pan to the pump. It's all integrated and nice, and it's like by the time you're done, it's probably gonna be $5,000.
How was
I
PRI?
think I need that now. PRI was, in my opinion, better than SEMA for sure.
Well, it usually is.
It's just more stuff I'm interested to.
Right, because
know?
it's what you
There's
use.
not a million lifted trucks and a million cars with body kits
Yeah.
and half finished projects, and like it's not like car show. And you're actually, I go there and like I want to talk to a company or people or even some of our sponsors like the DEI guys. We finally got to meet a couple of those guys. Freaking awesome dudes. Actually meet in person finally. The fuel injector clinic guys.
Oh,
Those guys are awesome and they're local to us, but we never actually see them.
Yeah,
Really,
and-
they're local.
and-
They're down
I
here.
like Riviera Beach, not too far.
Oh,
You know, they're,
that's what I got for the 1J. Is I got fuel
Yeah,
injectors.
yeah, they're great guys, and we never get to see them. And you know, I call them on the phone a lot. You know, when customers need stuff, but I never actually get to see them. I actually met Mikey before that, but you know, they're cool guys.
Good deal.
But even other people, you get to talk to other people and shake some hands, and people you order parts from or whatever. You know, it's just cooler, more relevant for me.
Yeah, and it seems like SEMA was mostly like C8 Corvettes and Broncos, like this
I
year.
mean, there's
so-
just so much at SEMA.
Right.
Like you literally you got like a couple cool guys tucked away in the truck area and a couple cool guys in the tire section, and like there's just so much that like
yeah,
this year was you could probably do it in 3 days. You know, you didn't need all 4 days. Most of the time, you need all 4 days just to walk every aisle and see
Yeah.
everything, and still not stopping and like talking and having your meetings and doing that kind of
right,
stuff.
of course.
But yeah, I mean, it was probably about a third of what it used to be. It was still a good show, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was not. Yeah, there's a lot of non-relevant stuff. Like
Right.
when you see electric Hummers and stuff, though, like that stuff's cool. Even though I'm not into that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna spend $100,000 on a Hummer. Like it's cool to see like a built Hummer that's like never been out yet.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting at, where it's like it's not really relevant to us as much.
Yeah, you see one cool Bronco. You don't want to see 8 cool Broncos.
Right,
You know?
exactly,
One,
exactly.
I'm done. It's cool. I guess you can do something to it.
So any new technology as far as tool or performance wise that was at PRI that kind of because you've seen a lot, but
Yeah.
something it takes a lot to impress.
They have a thing called a Phillips screwdriver.
Phillips. Yeah.
Yeah, you ever heard of it?
Wow.
Is he?
Got one right there.
No,
Is he serious?
This is
That's a
unlike the
flathead.
Phillips. This is the one before the Phillips.
New one.
So anyways, go ahead.
Yeah.
Don't listen.
So I saw a really cool thing. This is SEMA, and it was a
No,
one.
not SEMA, PRI.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying this is really cool though. You don't want to hear about it?
I guess.
All right, fine. I just,
No.
it is, but you talk about cool tools. I'm saying this was the first one. 'cause
Oh,
my
you told me
mind's
about
going
that.
in order.
You told me about
It's a
that.
one-man brake bleeder with a key fob that you hook an arrows to it. You put it on there. You press a button on the key fob, and it presses the brake pedal. You press another button, it releases the brake pedal. That takes like a whole person out of the equation. I thought that was pretty
Man.
cool.
That's pretty cool.
The guys at Flaming River, the steering people.
Okay,
yeah.
right.
They have this really cool. I guess it's been out for like 2 years, but they didn't really promote it. So like I was just walking by, I caught it on my eye because they had like a demonstration of all their different joints and stuff. They have this like 90-degree ball joint thing. That it's
That's
like
cool.
$500 or $600. I think they said maybe $400 to $600, and like you can like literally put your steering on like a 90-degree deal.
Oh,
So like clear stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
So like if you got a header problem or something, you know, like
You put the
especially
steering shaft at 90 degrees.
yeah, basically, and they're like, no, it's great, it's smooth. So that was really cool. The locking zip ties with the silicone on the inside.
Yeah, I saw
are
those.
Cool.
The way you can
You can reuse
reusable.
them.
You
Yeah,
press like a little
reusable.
thing and you can open up the zip
And
tie.
then the silicone
You don't
on
have to
this
take a
one.
little
They had reusable zip ties forever.
Yeah, but these have a little silicone layer, so it doesn't.
Oh, really?
They're
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
they're fancier, a little
They're a
thicker.
little fancier, thicker.
Look like the last a little longer. No,
Louder!
There we go.
Got it.
What else did I see? There was a lot of really cool stuff. Oh, the ARC, the auto rod controls, like the panel, switch panel guys.
okay.
They had some new stuff. They have a carbon fiber version out now, so you're not stuck with that same white that everybody has. So they have like a carbon fiber one. And it's cool. They finally updated, and
I
you know,
guess.
it's been 10 years, 20 years. And
All right,
it's about time.
so nothing too crazy.
No, I mean, I like there was some good stuff, a lot of good improvements, but I mean, I wouldn't say there was anything that was the best thing of the year. That
Okay. All right.
Well, then let's switch gears and ask. I wanted to ask you, how would you summarize your season with Jeff?
Yeah.
I think I'm happy the way it worked out.
Actually, we didn't have time. I was going to ask him about that whole what Stefan said at the drivers meeting about you guys. But they shouldn't be. What was it again? I want to get Stefan in trouble here. We don't have enough time to get into.
You're gonna get them into
I think
trouble
it was like
here.
the beginning of the year when they were doing like the qualifying orders or something. And
Oh,
he's like,
last year, yeah.
Last year, yeah. He's like, someone like Jeff Jones is gonna get, qualify high. And like, I don't know.
Yeah, I remember
That's not a cool comment.
Yeah, no.
I saw him appear right too.
Well, how'd that go?
I just kept walking. I didn't really talk. I don't really talk to him.
Okay.
But so how was your season?
I think the season we did really well. We took we won the Long Beach Grand Prix weekend, the Super Drift.
That's right.
That's right.
So that was really, really cool.
Oopsies.
I think it's great because we're making improvements and we're getting better. Placing wise, we didn't place as good as we did last year, but I feel like we really got noticed more this year.
Was it the
You know?
dancing?
I think that contributed a lot to it. You
Yeah,
know?
it did.
Like,
I think
I
it did.
think like all the other teams are starting to get jealous.
I
They're
think
like,
so.
man, they're having a lot of fun. Like, they're probably like asking their drivers, like, hey, can we go dance too? And they're like, no.
You can't do that now because
Yeah.
you guys already
like,
do it.
No.
Well, you could have a dance battle. So if one of the team did, it might be.
No, I think that would be a great instead of one more time. It's just dance battle.
dance battle.
You know, there's a couple teams that I think could probably really like.
And what song would it be? Too.
Oh, it'd have to be random. Yeah.
Call Me Maybe.
Call
or
me
something,
maybe.
you know?
I mean, we should take requests. So you know, we will not do the YMCA. Don't even say it. We won't do it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
That or Moni Moni. I don't like that song
No.
either. There's
No.
like
no.
wedding
Oh, the
songs.
Macarena. If you tell, we are definitely not going to Macarena. So that, we get that one requested. We're not doing the Macarena. Don't even ask.
Okay, so the people can hit you guys up and send some requests.
Oh
to
yeah,
some
send
dances.
some requests, and like you got to remember that like it's mostly upper body is what we get. So
Yeah.
you know the
So
feet
no
action.
crip walking or anything.
Yeah, we're not that talented, so yeah. So you know
Yeah.
we got to get that right too.
Yeah, I think you incorporate the Umbrella Girls because I believe Sarah Harrow was one of your
Oh,
Umbrella
yeah,
Girls.
so
when
Sarah's
and she
like-
had to learn the routine, right?
We actually have practice, but in the trailer before it. And, like, once we finally get an idea, we're like, Sarah, this is the one. And then like we'll usually change it. Like Sarah, they're doing this one now. But yeah, like the other Umbrella Girls, like they just kind of jump from driver to driver. You know,
Like,
they,
they're not loyal.
They hop. Oh, well, I mean, no, they're not. They're just kind of
They're like
trying to do their
floozies.
job. And like one round, I'm just like, listen, like you're not our girl. We need Sarah. Like Sarah knows what's up. Sorry, but you don't.
And that's gonna suck when
Yeah.
Sarah actually makes her way up. And, you know, she's been trying.
Yeah.
She actually got
Oh,
nitrous now.
She was
Yeah.
there at Klutch Kickers.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was. I think she was doing very well actually.
Yeah, she's been getting better and better every
Yeah.
time. So,
Yeah, that nitrous is really
Nitrous
improved.
is the way.
Yeah.
well, for her, she doesn't want to get rid of that V6. She wants to keep it. She has some.
Well, for a truck like Klutch Kickers, I think he'd be fine.
Yeah, she's still lacking the power. I think nitrous is
I don't
gonna
think you
help her
can
out.
lack power at Klutch Kickers.
You do when you're going up against Alec
Maybe
Hunnerdale.
competition. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, in comp, but we're
Yeah.
talking about like
I mean,
just
Driving
fun
track
day.
and having fun is
yeah.
one thing.
yeah. Generally though, like the whole equalizer thing is like to an extent, yeah. But what you're saying, like you're not gonna have anybody go up against Alec Hollandale because
Yeah.
it made it equal. It's not
Well,
equal.
but see, Alec Hunnerdale is also not only does he have the car, but he also has the talent too.
And the experience and the
yeah, but he did it in the Z.
Right.
You know, that's
He was pretty competitive in the Z.
yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
he podiumed in the Z. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, it's you know.
But even Ben
mostly Alec.
and Taylor Ray, they don't have all that much horsepower in those little Miatas.
No, and they're actually pretty heavy. They're actually heavier than I thought they would be.
Yeah, they're about
not-
2,500, right?
No, they're in the threes. They're over.
They're in the threes.
They're over 3,000 pounds. Those cars. They're not that light. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're not. They're not that light.
I
I
heard
think it's in one of Taylor Ray's videos.
he
It's
said
over-
2,500 pounds in one of his videos.
No,
Maybe now it is.
No, I believe that car is over 3,000 pounds.
That's crazy.
Well, this car's like 3,200 ish. Not with
Well,
me.
yeah, but
Like your cage.
yeah, well,
yeah,
it's
I
stripped
forgot.
out. They're
I
like
forgot.
33.
Yeah. Did you guys talk about?
I forgot we did that cage in 4 hours because Tim had to go to Georgia that day.
Yeah, we did it 4 hours, but it came out pretty good for 4 hours.
Oh yeah, it came out great. I mean,
Yeah,
it's-
we make a
it's
good
in-
team.
It's in there.
You know,
yeah, I
we
mean,
just got pretty quick when we worked together. I
yeah,
think.
Tim was cutting stuff and I was welding stuff.
Yeah, it
We
worked out pretty good.
Yeah,
I like
that's not
that.
that bad. We did half of a hardest bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, legit.
Pretty legit. So, what did you guys talk? Did you guys cover the Klutch Kickers move into Freedom Factory last week?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it.
Did yeah, a little bit. What was your reaction to that, Chris? I'm curious.
So I don't know if I don't know, like I kind of figured something was going on. Brad was mentioning something that we're gonna have like a new layout when we were there last weekend. They didn't do it, and we did like the 30 car tandem thing instead.
That's right.
So then like when they announced it, I figured something was going on because I did see the track go up for sale. I didn't see, you know, an actual place to buy the truck.
Well, see, the thing
You
is,
know, I
though,
looked at
is-
it just as curious to see what it would costing, you know.
yeah, but the last round they actually said, "Oh, the new owner's here,"
Yeah,
or so maybe he hadn't
I
sealed the
think
deal.
it's-
Maybe it was the potential new owner.
Yeah, I think that's been in the
And it
works
didn't-
for a long time.
and he was so excited because
That's
he
the
seemed
same
like
as-
it.
he
Same
loved.
as Emerald Coast and South Georgia Motorsports and Orlando Speedway.
Well, is
Same person. It's Ozzy.
Ozzy.
Oh, really? That
Yeah,
owns it?
Ozzy owns all of them. Yeah.
Now,
Well, unless it's sold. But
so Ozzy up to this point owns.
previous owner of all
That's
three of
true.
those.
Like
are-
the font that they use for Emerald Coast and South Georgia is pretty similar. So yeah, I could see.
yeah. So you know, I don't know, whatever he's got going on. I think it's gonna be cool. I don't think they're gonna have the pull from the whole country like they did before because that's adding what 5 hours.
Yeah, about 5 hours.
So
6,
it's
7
everybody's
hours,
trip.
7 hours.
That's another, you know, that's another little hike. And then like the equalizer effects isn't there anymore. So if they do end up running a bank, that's going to be just another competition. But the payouts is still, you know, $120,000.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll have to do like well, it depends on the layout, but I was thinking it's like America's Union. They separate classes. They may have to do something like that.
They should, yeah.
It would be better for
They
competition.
did nothing like America's Union. I did not have fun at that event.
Yeah. Well, but I heard the one when they what Klutch Kickers was a lot better, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, 'cause
It couldn't have been worse.
Klutch-
You know?
That's because Zach and them they had a hand in running it.
Yeah.
Or actually, they ran it. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think the guy that which I thought was weird, the guy that owns America's Union, he competed in his
Yeah,
own
he
event.
was driving.
I don't think that, yeah.
I don't think
See,
you
I
should-
don't think that's fair. I don't think if you're a judge, you have a team member driving in the event, you shouldn't be a judge then. I don't think that makes it fair. I don't know. I've never driven one of my own events or competed in one. I've tried to drive, but not, you know.
Right.
I probably have never gotten more than 5 laps in my own event in the last 10 years.
Yeah, even the private day we had at Sebring.
I don't think I did any laps then.
You didn't
We
do it.
did.
You had to have done some laps that
I
day.
don't think so. I don't think I did any.
So what are the plans? Are we doing? There's been some talks of some things that might happen. Anything?
Yeah, there's some things that I can't let go yet, but we're gonna try the next one January 29th at PBIR. So we're gonna try. I'm trying to fill in some PBIR dates. Yeah, we tried.
Oh, you better get your car done.
Yeah.
I'm,
So we're
I'm
trying to-
rushing to get mine done.
So I think we're gonna we're definitely gonna cap the drivers. You know,
Okay.
and not
Yeah.
have as many drivers last time because we
Well, that was
had
the last event. So
well, we had a new ticketing service that we really didn't know, and then we had a lot of people come in through the gate that paid at the gate.
Is there any news on PBIR?
Nothing new. I mean, it's
It's gonna be sold.
you know, I've heard something about, you know, dates that it might be done, and everybody has a different opinion.
Yeah.
So I would say it could, you know, potentially be closed, you know, Monday. You know, they might show up and it might be closed.
it's almost like a
You know?
county line.
Yeah. So
Nobody
we're
knows.
just trying to get dates in, and you know, hopefully they happen. If they don't happen, they don't happen. We did get approved to do Holy Shift this year again.
Sebring.
okay.
Yep, so we get
Same date.
same date, August 27th, 28th, or 28th, 29th, whatever it was last year.
Yeah.
that weekend. So so yeah, we're gonna do that. And like Sebring loves running the 2-track layout that
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
else seems to love.
It was
So-
great.
That
Yeah,
was
it's
that was
for that
that
10,
was the
15,
two.
like,
That was the best.
I think I did get out like one time. Maybe I did because I did ride with Nick and Ryan Kaufman one time.
Okay.
I'm like, let's go try the back course. And I just
The
set
back
it up.
course is so much fun.
And I was like, this initiation and then throwing the car.
Yeah.
And then diving down that little section. So much fun.
It is.
Yeah.
And like a little bit of elevation change, like cresting over and then going down. It was
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
on the initiation.
You're
You're going uphill, and then you go back downhill and you throw
Really?
it.
I mean, it's like
That's elevation change to Florida, bro.
that's a mountain.
You got, yeah.
You got a 6
So
inch
I guess my
elevation
goal for
change.
my
Yeah, I mean,
my
that was a good 3 feet.
so the
I'd say.
goal for my E46 is to be done by Holy Shift.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I got to get done by then.
Yeah, I'm hoping my car will be done before January 29th, so
Mm-hmm.
get to finally drive it.
Yeah. I'm actually going to bring that car here Sunday.
Where is it? I thought it would be here.
It's on the trailer still at my parents' house because I'm painting.
I
I'm
thought
painting
that
the
was
inside.
Backdrop.
I'm painting the inside. And I was gone for 2 weeks in Hawaii.
Yeah, lucky you.
was
Didn't
fun.
invite me.
I didn't invite
Yeah,
you.
family vacation. Didn't even invite Chris.
Nope.
Can you believe that?
Nope. What a shame.
Tim, what are you gonna do with your seat?
My wife bought that. That's going with me wherever I go.
But
Actually,
So
but actually,
so if Lucas and Jason from Energy are watching,
Yeah, it's,
yeah.
please email me back. This
I
one that
need a
wants
seat.
it.
please.
Please email me
The
back.
knee was too low, too short for you anyway.
No, I like
So,
that.
hey, Bradley's selling those 2 seats,
Yes.
both seats, for how much?
We don't know. You have to talk to Bradley about it.
If
What
you,
kind of seats are they?
if one's a Halo seat,
They're Energy Prisma. They have FIA. They're the new FIA ones. And the driver's Halo and the passenger's not.
because maybe I'll split it with you or something like that.
Yeah, I just bought a Sparkle. I just bought a Sparkle pack.
Anyways, so do we have any other topics we got to talk about? We do have
You
something.
should talk about the trucks not going to Denver.
the truck's not going to Denver.
You didn't see no trucks go to Colorado.
Oh, because of the squat rule?
No.
No.
They
Semis.
Yeah, the semis.
Okay, yeah, but talk about that because I don't know too much. I
So,
I just learned
so
it
a
from
truck
you.
driver, I guess, got into an accident, and he got sentenced 110 years, I think it is. For an accident. He couldn't stop, and he's not an owner operator. Like he was like hired,
Right.
and now all the truck drivers are rallying that they're not bringing their trucks into Colorado. So
Just
they're
because he
sitting
got
on
into
the
an
side of the road.
accident?
They gave him 100. He killed 4 people.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't like he could. What they
But
pull
I
out in
think,
front
I
of him or
think it
something?
was negligence on the owner of the company's fault, from like what I've heard. I
There's
don't know.
complaints about maintenance. And all that
Maintenance of
stuff.
the
Yeah,
trucks.
so like technically, like your employer should be kind of held accountable somewhat.
Who the hell gives a guy? I mean, yeah, he killed.
Who's the young guy?
It wasn't. Yeah, but it wasn't intentional.
There's guys with DUIs that get less.
Yeah,
There's guys that murder people
Yeah.
with less. That literally go out and murder people.
but
and
the
get
truck
less.
drivers are all saying we're not going to
Good.
Colorado. They're not
Good.
there. They're sitting on the side of the road, and they're all like, "Nope, we're not going." And there's videos popping up of like whatever their version of Publix is, like completely empty.
Good.
And yeah, so I think it's gonna be crazy, like just to see like a whole group of people stand up for something.
It's about time.
yeah, I think
it
it's
is.
really,
It's about
I think it's
time.
really,
Good.
really cool.
Found it.
What?
What did we find?
I found something that I've been we spoke about. It involves Chris Jackson, and we didn't even get a chance. And now that he's here,
I know what it is.
What?
you know what it is?
I am so
You know
excited.
exactly
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't even know you were going to be here. I didn't even know you were going to be here.
Yeah,
It is.
you know what it is.
How do I know what it
Talked
is?
about it before.
Oh God.
Yes,
Yeah, but
yes,
my brain doesn't
indeed.
work like I just got back from 2 weeks of
You
vacation.
forget it, everything.
I do because of the accident.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
How can I pop this up? All right, we're gonna go right
Oh,
here.
what's this?
Ah,
Oh,
We're gonna
this,
go right
yes,
here.
This is great. You
Hang
remember this
on,
moment.
hang
Walk
on.
us through this.
is this when I get hit in the face?
Hang on.
I believe
Is
so.
this when I take an elbow to the nose? Oh God.
Look at it.
All right, we
What
are
is Jeff looking
gonna.
at there? He looks like he's like,
man.
like a hamburger over there.
Yeah, there it is. So, watch the guy in the back left. Alpha.
Jeff Jones.
And then we go
Yeah.
for a high five. Well, he goes for a high five, and I missed it. Oh, yeah, right there. Yeah. Yeah, he got me good. I was like, shit. I was like, he got me good.
Oh man! So did he apologize to you? Did
Yeah,
you guys,
yeah.
Did you guys get in a fight after?
No, we're cool.
Did you get to punch him back?
I probably punched him before, so I wouldn't worry about it. It might have been payback for something.
This was like, what was he looking at? Bam! Oh,
He was going for Jeff, and I thought he was going for me, I guess. You see, like, I was just like,
Oh
yeah.
man!
Yeah, there was connection there. And like, it doesn't even look that bad on video, but he got me so good.
Yeah, because he just came on the side. It just took the nose. The
Yeah.
nose took the whole blunt.
Yeah,
the
he
bro.
got me good.
Oh.
They're like, ah.
Yeah.
Look at, oh,
Yeah.
Sarah's like, ha, 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 ha. She doesn't even know what's going on.
Poor Chris.
Oh,
Yeah, they got me good on that one. I can't believe this is. Yeah. Yeah, this is good.
This is just.
Think.
Oh man,
Yeah, you can't really see it too great in the video.
he's
but
smiling.
It hurt.
That's where he did it on purpose.
Yeah, he
Oh,
probably-
look! Sarah gives you a high five. Like, oh, you poor thing. I want to give you a high five. Look.
Yeah, that's a pity high five for sure.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, like, oh crap. Like she's like, you're gonna die. And I said that's not the round I went to the hospital. That's
What? Oh,
yeah.
that's no, you're
Seattle.
Seattle.
Hospital,
Seattle,
instead,
yeah. You were
So that's
heat exhaustion.
Yeah.
Man, you've had a rough. You're getting older, man.
Yeah. I am getting older. It's actually a thing.
And you just got something out of your eyeball a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago, right?
I did.
Another piece of metal?
I was hoping I would get superpowers. I got no superpowers.
You got metal taken out?
Yeah, again. How many times?
Wow.
Huh? No,
Yeah.
the Magnum trick didn't work this time.
Oh.
I think it was on my hand or something. I rubbed it in and like it was deep.
Oh god.
So then like he got it out. He had to use the thing. I got pictures of the thing. You see the tool?
I saw it. That
You
looked
see the
pretty.
tool?
How did he get? Oh, yeah. I
It's
saw
like
it.
it's like a really high quality Dremel.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh, he has to like kickstart it. Like, it doesn't even like I don't.
Getting me wheezy.
Oh man.
Oof.
Well, we're talking about Klutch Kickers. We actually have them in the chat. And I
nice.
can't wait to get answers because we have so many questions.
Yes.
There's like so many unknowns. I mean, not just the layouts, the rules.
Yeah.
You've been fired.
Yeah. Have we been fired? Are we canned? Wow. Interesting. Well, of course, I think that one of the biggest questions will be what the layout they're going to choose. I don't think they come out. I know.
I
Zach,
like Chelsea's actually.
I do like Chelsea.
I like
Yeah,
Chelsea's.
Chelsea's
I
like-
actually really do like
Send it,
Chelsea's.
You
Oh, I
know?
haven't seen Chelsea.
You haven't seen Chelsea's? You actually start off the track. You start in the back corner. And
No,
you,
that is the new track. That's better.
That's a Chelsea?
yeah,
Oh, the jump.
the jump. Well, it's
Yeah.
not
Oh, you
really.
don't
You're not
jump.
going. You're not going fast enough. You're not going fast enough.
No, you're going max like 20 miles an hour over that. You're not gonna jump.
But it'll be.
I hope you
I think
go.
it'd be. I think it'd be.
I mean,
cool.
it'll be cool.
It looked like it'd be fun to watch, right? We're talking about. We're with Magic Mike. We were talking about adding a jump.
He's very against.
Who's very against it?
Look at that
Very
thing.
against.
See, so that's the.
Oh,
So that's one of the layouts.
That's the thing, and they kickstart it, and then they have to drill the rust out of your eye.
So I think
Kickstart it like a motorcycle.
It's basically
Kickstart
a
it.
really fancy drill.
Oh boy.
And then they get the piece of metal out. And then
yeah,
that,
I know. I saw it. I saw it.
see that, Ben?
So,
And then he drills the
Interesting.
rust out, and like
Pretty
you just know,
precise.
and you see it like.
so when you say kickstart, I'm like a motorcycle.
No, not the foot. Like,
No, it's
Oh,
more
okay.
like
I was
more like an
gonna
RC car.
Yeah.
You ever
Yeah,
seen the-
okay.
yeah, a little jump
I
start
was
for
like,
RC car.
what do you got to kickstart?
yeah.
Okay, so anyways, back to the. So I think the
like-
biggest
I like-
question.
I don't like that.
I do.
It's so slick on that white part.
Is it?
I don't
Yeah.
know if it's-
Yeah, it's that white part's so slick. I think it's it's kind of just good to throw the car through there. I don't think.
I
Okay,
think
so
you need to end
Maybe
here.
once rubber gets laid
I
down, it'd
think
be
you need to
better.
end here.
Yeah.
end in the white part.
Yeah, I think the last couple turns could be in the white part. When you're
I mean
slowing
that
down.
right there. If you're coming and you're
'Cause you
that,
drove it, right?
yeah, I've driven it twice so far. That green bottom interclip dot. That's like next to that's like it's gonna be so slow going around the rest of that trying to make that transition, and then you're
Yeah.
basically parking it and just roasting tire like.
This is slow the whole way through.
Yeah.
You get that.
Well,
no,
you
you
understand
wouldn't
they're
even be
trying.
fast because there's nowhere to get momentum. So
But,
like,
see,
you'd
that's the thing is
crawling.
that's what they're trying to do. You got to remember the
Yeah.
thing about Klutch Kickers was the track
Yeah,
was like
well,
this
you
equalizer.
You start
Yeah.
fast and you slow down. That's the way it should be. This is start slow.
Yeah.
And try to speed up.
Yeah,
Well, see, and the biggest problem that they've had developing the different clipping points and zones
No, there
for
was
Klutch
another
Kickers
one.
was trying to keep it so people couldn't do rolling burnouts.
There's like
Right.
12 of them.
Well, I think
Yeah,
that
I know.
the whole
We're
Klutch
going
Kickers
through the
burnout-
order.
Okay, like this.
We're
That's
gonna,
number one, right?
All right, well,
That's layout number one.
I do not like that.
Okay, not
So-
not,
I
not,
don't-
not
Okay, hang on.
That
All
would be
right.
no pile for me.
Can we please order? All right. Let's go ahead and just
giving him a
summarize. Tim, do you like it? Yes or no?
I haven't driven the layout, so
It's either yes or no.
I would say no.
No. Okay.
I haven't.
Chris, yes or no?
No, definitely no. for me.
No. Okay. No.
It's an equalizer, but yeah, I
It's not.
understand,
That's the
Chris.
opposite of an
Equalizer.
equalizer. That's
Okay.
the opposite of an equalizer.
Okay. All right.
Spin out.
Shush.
Yeah, that is
Paul,
all like
no.
whoever's power go out.
Sucks.
Paul says no. Okay. We're gonna move on to layout number 2. Let's go ahead and talk about it.
I feel like to do like an equalizer, like fun track. This is gonna be a good track. This is a good possibility.
It looks like
I do like this one. I would
like a
probably
wall.
I would probably start the run up a little further back so you can actually drift into that one. Like start it on the bank and just have
Well,
initiation
but this
right
one,
there.
but this one only. So this one, I like it better because I think it's less complicated.
It's the it's the classic peanut.
It is a classic peanut.
Yeah. The only thing is initiation. I don't think will be that
kidney
fun
bean.
on that pavement. You know, like you're literally not gonna get that much speed going into there, and you
But
can't.
the most
you
of the
don't have
track
that
time
much
is
grip.
off of it. You are going through the
Yeah,
center.
yeah. that's why I think if you can initiate before that and drift into that, you know, like
It reminds
start
me
back
of
a little
wall.
bit more.
All right, what's the next? Well, so this one,
So Tim, final thought. Yes, you like it?
Can we
Yes
do
or
it
no?
in one
yes
out
or
of
no?
10?
Well, you want to rate them? Rating
Yeah,
scale?
like
If I had to give a yes or no, I'd say yes.
You say yes. Okay. Chris,
I would have to say with a little modification. I'd like this one. This one would be fun.
a little modification.
yes,
so
yes,
okay, we'll
yes.
go with a yes.
I'll go with the yes.
No.
Yeah, it works.
Okay, Paul?
Yeah.
No? Okay. All right.
He's gonna say no to all of them. You know
That's
that, right?
it. Well, whatever. That's his opinion.
Okay, go ahead.
That's his opinion. Okay, moving on to layout number 3.
It's the same
Same
thing.
thing.
Oh, it's
Well,
not really.
It's
It's
a shorter
simpler.
reversed layout.
No,
Too short.
I think it's too short. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, unanimous no on
yeah.
that one. Okay. All right,
Just
moving
'cause-
on.
Just because the shortness.
Layout number 4.
Same thing.
No, it's
No.
not.
No,
No,
it's not. Instead of you're crossing over the skid pad this time instead of doing the peanut.
Yeah, it's like the older version of wall.
It's-
So I would say this would actually be a pretty challenging layout compared to normal, because crossing over the skid pad from the bank
slippery.
to the slow to the bank from the big bank to the inside little bank.
with no momentum, to carry.
Yeah,
through.
there's not a lot of momentum. It'll be I feel like it's not. It'll be fun probably, but tandems would not be great because you're getting slammed on twice. You know, if you're chasing.
I like it though. I
Yeah.
don't know how it feels to drive it, but just going by the
Yeah.
shape of it,
Yeah,
I'd say yes.
that's a yes.
Okay, so 3 yeses. Chris?
So Chris has a little advantage over us because he knows what it would be like to drive through it.
I would like to try it. I don't know if it'll.
Now,
be
now,
one.
what if they repave the center? They blacktop the center.
I
and
think
added
maybe
some
once
traction?
rubber got laid down, it'd be better. But I mean, I don't know. I don't think to drive fun, yes. To compete on, no.
Okay. All right. So then a no from Chris.
Yeah.
Paul? Paul? Okay, no.
two
Moving
yeses,
on
two
to the next layout. What do we think?
It looks like they got a spaghetti, like a noodle spaghetti, and then just laid it down, and then like that's a
Layout.
track.
That's a layout.
Yeah.
I think that'll be too complicated
I don't think that's.
Yeah, there's too much going on.
Yeah.
because you got when you cross lines over lines, and then you have. But see,
pass.
I mean, it would
well,
be
hold
fun.
on, no, I don't think so. The reason why is because you have to mark the track layout with track markers, and going across is going to make it confusing. People get lost at Sebring, and it doesn't cross itself. Sometimes it does, you know. So I think people get lost too complicated. No.
Okay, so no for Tim.
The
Chris,
same reasons, but it looks like fun.
so yes.
No.
I mean,
Competition.
logistically it would suck, but it would be fun to drive. So yeah, I'd be down for it, but I don't think they'd be able to make it happen.
Okay, so yes for Chris.
That'd
No.
just be
All
horrible.
right, and Paul, no.
Already know.
Okay, moving on.
This one I like.
Yeah,
I like it too.
I do too.
This one I like. It's like two balls and a little wiener.
Come
No,
on.
actually, it
So
looks
we
like
know why Paul likes it.
I thought it
boy.
looked like the uvula,
Like
the mouth inside of somebody's mouth,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it does.
or tiny little wiener,
Or tiny.
big balls.
So to you, it's a tiny weeder. To you, it's your mouth.
Yeah.
That's getting weird.
I'm glad I just
I
see
like
a track.
this. I like it.
Yeah.
I think it would be a yes, but imagine like sitting in line having the guys. You have to wait. You know, the guy couldn't stage the cars behind.
No,
you
but
know?
you could stage them right to the right of where the
Yeah.
end is, like on that
Yeah,
bank.
Like, you're running 64 guys down that track in competition. You know, you're gonna have to. You'd have to
run
wait.
groups.
You'd have to wait until
They
they're.
don't run 64 guys in line at the other place. They do it in run groups.
No, but I'm saying during like competition, you can't have the other guys stage. You gotta wait until they're completely off the track before
No,
they
you
can be
could stage
staged and
people
waiting.
on the bank.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they're not up to the line waiting.
Well, then as soon as that's not all.
yeah,
Day.
no, no,
Exiting on the ass.
Well, they could
of-
start instead of putting the line there, just move the line over the start line over to the right a little bit. Then you could stage people.
Yeah, you could. We did run that layout once. The first,
like right here and then
Right. That's
so the
what I'm
first
saying.
time I was there, we kind of staged like on that bank, and you had the option of hitting the little bank or the big bank, and you know that's kind of the same kind of layout thing that we were doing.
Oh, okay.
I like it. Yes.
So yes for Tim. Chris, yes, right?
Yeah, I'd say yes. Yeah,
Okay, we'll
Yeah,
go
a
yes.
small
No,
yes.
yes. Paul, yes.
Yes.
All right, so that is a clear yes from all of us on that one. So far,
my
and
name has to stick on that.
for contention for the
so that's
possible
the one you
layout will be
like so
number
far.
6.
Paul's wiener.
yeah. Paul's
All
a wiener.
right.
Paul's a wiener.
All right,
And
next
Tim's mouth.
layout.
This layout I would be okay with if everybody was on an even playing field. But the thing is that
Power-wise,
It won't be
Yeah,
that
power-wise.
wide. It won't be.
Okay.
It's going to give the advantage to the high horsepower. So
Exactly.
if they're trying to make it, how do you say? If they're trying to bridge that gap, they're trying to make it more competitive for the lower horsepower cars. Then I would say no.
If you start middle of the
I
No,
like
you
that.
can't start in
I
the middle of the bank.
like that one.
You can start in the middle of the bank.
middle of the bank, you initiate in here.
yeah.
I mean, you could. It wouldn't be as much fun.
You're not getting any run. There's like no real initiation.
You still get it.
No, you just like you're initiating right after start.
No, you start here.
There's no run up.
Oh, God.
I disagree.
Freaking run up.
I disagree with that. I mean,
He loves the wiener.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's the wiener?
pointing out all the weird.
Yeah. There's
So I would
there's
say
the
I would
wiener
say
in this one.
no. No, it looks like it'd be fun to drive.
I would say
maybe.
yes. I just think the line needs a little modifying. Just to, I would make that first turn or the second turn technically a little.
Or just end it. Don't go back into the center.
No,
And just end it after that.
I like
second
it.
little
I'm
sweeper.
giving this one a
I'm
yes.
gonna say no. He's
Yep.
gonna say yes.
I like the bank.
So
Yeah, you're hot?
no,
Oh, okay. It's
no,
up to the
yes, no,
No, no.
Oh, you guys.
No, and then
Corolla
Paul-
driver. That's why. No,
we'll default to no for Paul.
Oh, I like that.
he likes it.
Really?
I
He did?
like
Okay.
the layout. It's
Yeah.
just that for what Klutch Kickers is trying to do, it. I don't.
How
think
do you
it's
know what
gonna
they're
work.
trying to do? Maybe they're trying to
you
make
don't
something
know.
more competitive.
You know, dude, you've been fired.
Oh, right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So in general, this looks like a great track.
Okay.
Yeah, if-
Moving on. Next layout.
That looks like
No,
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 that's
at
a
all.
hard no for me.
You're gonna destroy your car on that first interclip, and
you gotta slow
diving
down a
in
lot. How
there.
you gonna?
That line wouldn't even actually like work like that. You'd have to just hang on the wall way longer, hang
Yep.
out, and then dive in on it.
Yep.
I mean, it's I don't know. I don't like it. It
I
does
see a-
not seem fun.
I see a lot of people running into
Yeah.
each other there, and
Yeah.
No, and on top of that, you got to slow down so much to then try to gain speed back up.
Yes.
Yeah, hurry up to slow down. It's
That's
not.
like a 140-degree turn. That's like super sharp.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would say no to this one.
yeah, that's a big no.
Okay, no, Paul.
Not enough wiener.
Paul. All right, so Paul.
Big ball.
He found it.
So a yes from
Uniballer.
Paul.
No.
Oh, okay, so unanimous no on this one. Okay, moving on to the next layout. What do we have here?
It's the same thing, almost just
Basically the
reverse.
same
Does
thing, yeah.
the same thing.
It's the same thing. Just
Yeah.
go back to the other one.
I think that's more
Okay.
doable.
It's the same thing.
No,
It's
No,
pretty close.
no, it's not.
I agree
No,
with
it's
the
not.
It's
It's definitely tighter on the bottom than it is on the top, and you can actually roll into it.
how do you
better.
know?
Okay, so it's tighter, but it's very similar.
Yeah, that the second section where Paul is pointing after the secondary clip
The inside and
would
infield.
need to be. I don't think that section would be fun. The first part's
The
good.
infield would have to go. But anyways,
Yeah,
I'm saying
I would
no.
like to see that. I think cross the entire spin pad and exit down at the and then come down and exit on the little bank, exit like right there.
at the bottom left.
I
Yeah.
know what you're saying. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
doing
Like right above the green line, like exit like at the end of that turn.
Like the second half of Orlando Speed World.
Yeah, exit like your OSW exactly, and I think
Transition
that would
across
be,
the
that would be-
infield and then go
that,
into the
that would
small.
be a doable track, and I think that'd be a lot of
I'm
fun.
saying no.
Yeah.
Okay, so no.
I think throwing
Chris?
the car across the whole entire length of the skid pad would be fun.
Okay.
Okay,
So
but-
that's a no.
So that's a no. No.
No.
This format,
Paul?
no.
So I think it's good until we get to the center section. The center section.
Yeah.
The infield.
The center section. This just doesn't make any sense.
So in conclusion,
No.
no. Okay. So we got our results on that one. Let's move on to the next layout.
There's a lot of these.
The final layout.
No.
Cross like that.
No, don't like it.
No.
Mm. The problem is
It's
when-
slow.
Yeah, when you get
So
into
slow.
that skid pad
How big
area,
is that center area? Is it
It's
big?
pretty damn big, but it's just not going to be fast the way that layout is.
Yeah,
you
no.
know, you're just not a lot of grip. in
But
there.
I think that's what they're trying to do too. They're trying to
But, I mean,
bring the
there's-
speed down so the lower horsepower
You can
cars
still,
can.
but the grip level is just not going to be fun. It's going to be like kind of like crab walking the track.
Yeah.
It's like
Yes.
really an angle and grip battle. At that
and
point.
who knows what other rules they're going to be putting into. Maybe they're going to be limiting tire size or anything, so you're going to have less grip or whatever.
I'd be really surprised to see that.
I mean,
they
that
add
would be a
tire
great
size.
layout for the
Tire
30.
size, tread wear, who knows what they're going to go with. I mean, but I'm just speculating if they go with that and then you have this, it's like, oh my
But
goodness, the
doesn't that
car's
take away from
crawling.
like the
everywhere.
grassroots level?
Well, so that's the thing about clutch kickers that got why it's so popular is that these lower horsepower cars are able to at least be somewhat competitive against these other guys, and then they can drive together and compete
Right.
against each other.
But stock 350Zs, stock injector 350Zs, like what they're doing in Lone Star.
I love that series.
Everybody's got to run like a 225.
Yeah,
Well, they run 265.
They probably do, but I'm saying
Yeah.
to keep it slow and still competitive,
Yeah.
but then I would have to change, change the rules. So I don't know.
I'm saying like so
My
that's
car
a
has
cool
less
idea.
power than the 350Z, so I'm good. All right.
So that's the final one.
Even
That's
with
the
cams
final
and
Do
everything.
you have Chelsea's?
Chelsea's, I would have to
You need
find
to
it.
Find
I
Chelsea.
can send
Chelsea's
it
is
to
the
you.
win.
It was on his Instagram,
it's on-
right?
it's
Yeah,
on
Chelsea's
Instagram.
is the best one.
Yeah, I agree.
But how would that even work?
It would work. Don't
You
worry
gotta
about
find it.
It would
We'll
work.
talk about it. It'll definitely work.
It'll work.
I like it.
Yeah, you're gonna just keep the spectators on this side.
Put them in the middle of the track like we
no,
did
but
for
you only
Latvia.
have to keep them on the one
Oh,
side.
okay.
All spectating is all on that one side. You don't have to have to worry about.
Yeah, you don't have
Yep,
to
there,
do
there, there it is.
Yeah, I think this is a good.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let me pull this up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I don't
But he does have the really sharp turn too. That's the only thing where it's like, well, okay. But
The only
Yeah,
thing that I would see that's difficult about it is you're not getting any momentum going into the big sweeper. That's the only
Yeah.
issue. To stay high on that bank, you're going to need a lot of horsepower because
This is gonna kill the equalizer thing. This is gonna.
that's
Dude's gonna take off.
what I'm saying is if you don't have that much horsepower, you need momentum to get high on the bank.
They're gonna leave you. They're gonna leave you on the back. No,
But if you drop it down to
I like
where
that.
I mean, you see where you see that blue line on the bottom? I think when you wall ride that a little bit and like make it a little longer of a turn so it's so sharp.
Mike.
Mike.
Oh,
Okay, so the blue line on the bottom.
Thank
if
you.
you just like widen and elongate that bottom turn, I think this is great. This would be so much fun.
Yeah, I think you would have to make the big sweeper more of an inside zone than an outside zone because the lower horsepower cars
not having
But
the
this is a
momentum going in.
competition.
Well, I'm saying to make it more of an equalizer,
Yeah,
make
he's
it that
got
instead of an outside zone on the.
11,000 likes on that.
Well, he's Chelsea. He's all grown up now.
So what?
He's popular.
I think
Just focus on the layout.
See, I
I'm
can
with
see
Tim,
Nick.
though.
Nick, this is the move. That's by Nick.
Nick
So-
Nick Jeezy, look at the bottom of the
Oh,
comment.
okay. Oh,
This
yeah.
is the move.
I'm with Tim on the whole part. Like, all right, you're coming into the bank real slow, and then on top of that, since it's like this, the car is gonna try to come all the way down. Now you got to drive the car up because they want an outer zone there.
That's not that bad.
To keep it up high on the bank like that without
Yeah.
momentum going into it is not going to. It's
Yeah,
with
imagine
low
like-
horsepower.
Yeah, imagine a 300 horsepower SR car.
Well,
out there.
Okay, so if you like stuck the second turn after that yellow dot and you brought that down onto the apron a little bit and then you made it, you know, they just adjust this line a little bit to cater to your
Right. Well, that's what I'm
low
saying.
cars.
Adjust the line on the large bank,
Yeah.
and then it'll work. And but I like
but
the idea of
The
it.
idea of it, yeah. I'm sure he just with his finger on his phone too. You know, I'm sure he wasn't like measuring things. so.
Okay, I could see the point of that. But I mean, the track would
I just
look
like to
it's
transition
fun.
into the track. I think that
Yeah.
would add a lot of excitement to it.
And you
Yeah.
see right there,
Right with this though.
Yeah,
does
even
not
if it
use
rains.
Concrete.
Right. He doesn't want to use that concrete.
No, you don't want to touch the concrete.
Even if it rains.
If you want to use the concrete for the final turn that slows, it's very slow.
high angle decel zone for tandem backies. I mean,
It's this here.
yeah, the
Yeah.
tandem backies.
Yeah, can you imagine you're
Yeah.
behind somebody and all of a sudden they throw backwards at you and you got to do the same thing and you're not ready for it
Well,
and
this is not throw backwards entry. This is okay. I'm coming out so hot that I'm.
yeah,
Yeah,
so,
because you have to make that 140
But then the
degree
guy
turn.
behind is like, "Oh crap!" Like you know, and,
No.
you know they weren't ready for that.
That's almost 180 degrees. That's probably 180 degrees right there.
No, no, it's
it
not.
will go back the other.
It is.
It's
Look, you're
not.
starting up there. You're going
It's like
180.
160.
40.
I see 180.
180.
That's 180 degrees, guys.
180.
Which one are you looking at? The green one or the blue
All
one?
of
Green
this-
one. The
The
green
green
one
one?
is 180 degrees.
That's not 180
Paul
degrees.
sees a penis there. That's what it is.
That is not 100. I
I
see.
see 180 degrees.
No way, it's not 180 degrees.
That's not.
Technically,
It's not.
if you get the
I'm with
start of the
them.
turn,
You take the straight lines.
Okay. Okay. Look.
That you're not looking at that. No, stop. That's not 180 degrees.
where are you
'cause you're-
looking? That's more than
you're on
180
the bottom.
degrees,
You're straightening out.
Tim, you're making a right into the track, and then you make a left, and you're aiming. You're aiming.
No,
What,
no,
what way
no.
is that? That would be west,
Okay.
and you're finishing.
You're straight. You're look at the line.
You go west,
look.
south,
Point it out. No,
east.
no. Point it out.
Touch me with your boobs.
Yeah.
Look,
That-
and this
that- That's not 180 degrees.
That is.
It's not.
Look at where the turn starts. That's more than 180 degrees.
It's not more than 180 degrees.
Yes, it is.
You're looking at it there. I'm not looking at it there. Look, that's stop.
Are you not looking at the green line?
I'm looking at the green line. You guys are looking at the other end of the green line.
Yeah, no, we're looking at
What do you
the
mean what's wrong with me?
we're looking at the radius
You're not
of the
looking
tightening.
at that. It's going like this.
You're coming from this angle,
Yes.
and then you're leaving back the other angle, the other opposite way.
That is like
You're
the whole
it's-
entire turn is like a one big
No, you're riding the
270 degree
wall.
total.
You're riding the wall.
Yeah.
Right at the end, right out you come out of there's about
Well,
there's
where's the
about
turn start?
150 after it straightens out. Comes
Where's it
off the bank.
straightening?
Look at the green line. It's right there. Boom. That's where it turns.
Oh, you're saying that's
we
a
are
straight
bickering
section.
about the
Yes.
dumbest thing.
Oh, okay. So if you go by that and that, it's still about 180 degrees.
No, it's not 180 degrees. That's 140 degrees. I'll get you on. So I'm gonna get
Tractor?
Good protractor.
Yeah.
Why are we so stuck on this?
because I'm right and he's wrong.
No, but I agree
never
with
been
you.
wrong my whole life,
But I
man.
want to get this
Look.
over with.
You're wrong. I'm right.
This takes me back to the whole 20 feet with the with the Klutch Kickers.
The 20 yards.
It's 20 yards, 20 feet, something like that.
Oh yeah, no, they said 20 feet, and I was like, that's 20 yards.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to.
Oh boy.
The turn right
Hang
here,
on.
This is, it straightens right there.
You're looking a little tight.
Right.
Oh, you might fart it when you do that one.
Here, it's actually.
So they are. Yeah, hang on.
So it's.
So let me look at the whole turn, okay?
It's right here.
Okay, where does this turn end? Right here. Wait, tell me where this turn
Look
ends.
at that right here. What angle is this?
Wait, tell me where does this turn? Wait. Okay, so you're coming out of here. You're making a right, right?
This is
And then you're making a
gonna.
left turn, right?
This is gonna
Where's
be a
the- where's the
thumbnail.
left turn start?
You're talking about all the way over here.
That's the same freaking turn. It's one big
No,
damn
in
turn.
this transition. This is a turn.
Where are you transitioning at? You're not transitioning anywhere.
One, this is transition.
If
right
you
here.
transition here, you can do what you did in the Brazilian.
No. You're wrong. This is right here. Give me that. See, look, right there. Boom. What angle is that?
That's 180 degrees.
That's not 180 degrees.
You can put it wherever you want. Look.
You guys are measuring it from over here.
Oh, this would be 180 degrees.
That would be 100 degrees, but that's
Yes,
not what
exactly.
But this is the clipping point. The turn doesn't end.
That's
here.
our show. The turn doesn't start there either. The turn starts up there.
So you want to be measured over there?
That'd be more than 180 degrees.
Yeah, but that's not the turn.
That is the turn. The turn starts here.
This turn.
Come over here.
Wait.
Calm down. Calm down. Wait, calm down.
No, but this turn doesn't start over there.
Okay, wait.
This
This
turn
turn
starts
What are you gonna do? You're gonna start here, right?
But we're not talking
Wait,
about
no. Tell me what you would do. Okay, you're coming down here. What would you do?
I would follow the
You would turn left, right?
turn left.
And then you would turn right, right?
Turn right.
Okay. And then you come over here. Then what do? You turn right again?
Yes.
Okay, so then this is the start of the turn. Now you're still turning left, right? Left, and then you're right.
Is not the same turn as this. You're saying this is all
God.
one turn?
Dude, it's 180 degrees.
It's more than 180 degrees.
No way. You guys are just looking at all weird. This one right here. That sharp turn right there, because there's a little straight section where you can ride the wall.
I forgot. Look, there's another spot there. You stop right there where his finger overlaps.
What?
You see right there? What are you supposed to do there? Is that a loop-de-loop?
What is
Tiny
the
one?
What is the red line? What is the red line? What's the red? What's the red line? Anyways, this is not 180 turn. But you guys, I mean, at that point, you guys can measure from over here and say, oh my gosh, it's like 500 degrees turn. That's a 360.
Oh, no, that's got two separate.
That's a 270 turn. That's insane.
That is.
But
That's exactly what it is.
so this is a 270 degree turn.
Technically, if that's one big turn. It's 270. Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
No, you're technically wrong.
You're not. You're going
This is
out of the pit. You're making the left, right? Imagine
You're not making this
That's
turn.
not-
Oh my. Okay, hold on.
Paul. Paul, get in here. Get in here, Paul. Get in here, Paul.
This is my spanking.
Car's coming down, right?
All right, you make your left. You're drifting.
Okay, what angle is the car at right
Not that angle. You're straight now.
now? Okay. So car's going like this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. Right here.
It's a
when
new
you come
turn.
over here, you're on the.
No, it's a new turn because Tim said so. It's a new turn. It's a new turn.
What? But so we're so
What?
This.
Do you know what turning means, Tim?
I know.
What is a new turn?
This section right here.
That's the part where you're decelerating.
20 feet.
Yeah. You're going straight here.
No.
Go sideways.
Idiot.
No, not idiot.
Yeah.
It's a straight section.
Look, it's literally you're going like this.
It's not. So
and
this is
you're
you're
going like this.
So it's not 180 degree. Now
That's
you're picking-
180 degrees.
It's not. Where you pick? You're just picking anywhere you want. You're like, okay. That's where the turn starts.
People are getting into the
Now,
conversation here.
Oh,
we're
man.
talking about- If you're gonna consider that, then you gotta measure
Yo,
this angle to this
Tell me
angle.
how many degrees this turn is, please. Like the people at home.
I think the Klutch Kickers have already commented on this.
Well, somebody said it's definitely more than 180 degrees.
Oh,
If-
finally,
if
see,
you're
someone's
measuring-
right.
If you're measuring from here, then
You're measuring from the start.
Yeah.
You're
Okay,
measuring from here.
okay.
It comes down into a sharp.
Yeah, your GPA explains.
Yes.
it all. Go.
GPA.
You're literally okay. So wherever you picked, it might not be. If you're, that's where you're starting to drift.
Just don't let you.
I believe you're supposed to start from up there.
I disagree.
You disagree? No.
I think that sharp turn right there.
Yeah, because
I'm
that's where you-
measuring from where it tightens up. That's where I'm.
that's where I'm
yeah.
measuring for where
Yeah.
it tightens up.
So you're gonna consider that a different turn.
That's a different. Yes. Oh, it would be a different turn.
It would be a different turn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
you're,
you're, doing
you're
the
starting
bank.
into a new, and obviously, yes, you're drifting in the same direction, but you're
So you're already
starting.
turning.
So I think it's a different turn just because
But
it's
now
the
it's a
same
different
direction.
turn because you're changing your angle of the turn.
You're not. Wow.
So
you're
wait,
not
no,
change-
wait, hold on a second. When you look at that track, don't they label the turns on the track? Even if
Yeah.
they're going in the same, if you're just turning the same way, it's not the same number.
Hang on. You know what?
What?
Okay. FD has a thing where they section out the track.
Yeah.
And in
Sections. Yes.
yeah. So
Right.
okay. Right. That sharp part of the turn would be a different section than the bank.
Yes, it would.
So-
you didn't prove
yes, it would.
anything. You just proved that it would just be a different section because some guy decided that section.
So when you
wasn't
watch, let me say, when you watch NASCAR, is it turn 1 and turn 2?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
for the same. There's two turns on that oval right on that side of the
And
oval.
that's what they call it, right? There's more than one turn.
Yeah, because they count as 4 corners.
4 corners. Boom.
Not 4 corners.
It's two.
I mean, you're getting close, but you're digging deep
no,
here.
no, but I'm saying that you can have 2 turns going in the same direction one
says-
after each other.
High angle decel zone. Why would you need high angle decel zone?
It's a different zone.
God.
It's a different
The
zone.
zone has nothing to do with the turn, though.
If you need
The
high
turn is in that zone.
if it's a high angle turn, it's almost a.
It's a different turn.
What's a hairpin?
It's not a.
What is a
It's a
hairpin
different turn though.
What is a hairpin turn?
Look, pull up a racetrack.
hairpin
Pull up
turn?
a racetrack. Pull up a racetrack and look at the turn numbers. And I guarantee you, you're going to get consecutive turns that are in the same direction. So you turn left and you turn left again right after. It's going to be 2 different turns,
Okay.
right?
Okay, so
It's not. If that's the case, then a NASCAR
wait,
track
wait,
would only
wait,
have
wait.
2 turns.
I have the definition, so this might actually help Tim a little bit
no.
here. Okay, so in a verb, the word turn, move in a circular direction wholly or partly around an axis or point. So technically, the
2 access points.
it would be okay.
But you're
correct
changing
on that
your
one.
axis.
I know.
Yeah,
so
there's
I'm
2
saying
access
this one helps
points.
Tim's point.
Okay, good.
In a noun, the act of moving something in a circular direction around an axis or a point.
So
There's
the
2
point-
access. There's 2 points. But the point for the big sweeper is not the same
but
one.
definition number 2,
The point is
a change of direction
Not
when
for, the,
moving.
not for the bank. The point for you're not
Okay.
focusing on the that
Okay,
yellow
okay,
dot.
okay. So definition 2, a change of direction when moving. They made a left turn and picked up speed. So that would be they made a left turn and descended in speed, and it's still the same thing. It's still considered a turn.
This here
It's not one turn.
is a classic.
That's not-
hairpin. This is a classic hairpin turn. A hairpin
That is
turn,
that hairpin
a-
turn.
oh, he said it. He said hairpin turn.
That hairpin turn
A
right there
hairpin
is.
turn.
Yeah, I heard it.
You're not. You're,
hairpin
you're not
turn.
listening. But
I
I'm
heard
saying that hairpin turn
He said it again.
is not the
same
same
as the other
turn
turn.
as the bank.
Not the same
A
turn.
hairpin
It's not the
turn.
same turn.
What are these people saying? What do people stand on this?
No. That the bank is not the same turn as a hairpin. You have a bank and a hairpin. You have 2 turns.
So you're saying
Two
the
turns.
hairpin is 90
The
degrees.
hairpin is like 140 degrees.
But
140
it was
degrees.
90 degrees earlier.
No,
It's getting bigger. We're almost there.
No, I showed you that it's 140 degrees. It's no.
Tim, I
it's-
understand what you're saying. I'm with you.
Yeah, there's 2 turns there.
But the
Just because they're in the same direction doesn't make it one big
A
turn.
hairpin
Oh, boy.
is 180.
listen,
But the bank is not a hairpin.
I'm the only
So
one
the
here
bank
with
is one turn,
glasses, so I'm
and then the
obviously
hairpin is
smart.
2 turns.
Actually,
So-
technically, if you started on straight to straight, it would be 180 degrees, right?
That bank, yes.
Okay.
So now the bank's 180.
Okay, so
The
then
bank
if,
is
if you're
180
coming,
degrees.
If you're coming off that bank and you're looping back, so you already got 180 right there, right?
That's the first turn, 180 degrees.
So now it's more than.
Then the
So you
second
go the same
turn is
direction.
it's
No.
different turns.
Different, okay.
It's different turns.
But it's still 140 degrees.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not 180 degrees.
It's not. No possible way.
It's not.
That an oval that does a 180 and a 180 would be 180.
That's
degrees,
not a
right?
180 and a
Not
180.
possible.
It's not
The
180 and a
whole
180.
thing. Okay, would you agree with this? The whole entire track to go around would be 360 degrees.
The whole track.
The whole track, if you drove the bank, the whole thing.
If you add all of them,
No,
yes.
just the 2 turns.
It's not 2 turns. It's 4 turns. There's 4 corners of an oval.
Okay, if you went
Right?
around,
That's
turn
360.
Okay, it would be
Right.
360. How would half of that be?
180.
And then you're not going to the next turn. You're literally cutting in.
But you're not going back on yourself because the angle.
How do you?
Anyways, I can't. It's 2 turns. 1 turn is 180
Okay, can you
degrees.
stand up for a second? Okay, look.
What are we doing?
Look, stand up. Okay, look. So look.
We're going back to the
Okay?
screen.
Right?
Hang
This
on,
direction,
hang on,
okay?
hang on, hang on.
You go this way.
I need.
All right, and you spin
Okay.
all the way around.
I'm not spinning all the way around.
to this way.
I'm not.
How many degrees you go?
Okay, but hang on. He spun on one axis there. There's more than one axis.
What are you
Or,
doing in
or a
turns?
moving axis.
There's 2 turns.
Okay.
So
there could be as many turns as you want. How many degrees do you go?
on
Are you
this-
adding the turns together?
on the bank turn here?
Are you adding the
You're
turns
physically
together?
doing a lot.
Are you adding the turns together?
I'm saying as driving the car, that's 1 turn,
It's not.
and it's more than 180 degrees.
If you're adding all the turns together, yes.
Do you like this or not?
I like
Let's
it.
get past. Is this a yes or no?
I like it.
Okay.
I like
How
it.
many turns would you say this track has?
1, 2, 3,
I'm
4,
telling you.
5, 6.
6 turns. So
6?
1, 2, 3.
3, 4.
Okay. It has 3 changes of direction. I'll
Change
say
of direction is not a turn.
I agree with you. It's just that
It's got 1.
The bank isn't. So you got the first turn at the warehouse.
uh-huh.
Second turn transitioning going towards the track.
Yeah.
Third turn going on from the outside of the track. to
Same
on
direction, different turn.
The bank
Yeah.
is the 4th turn.
What? No.
The hairpin is the 5th turn, and that the inside bank is the 6th turn.
This is 1 turn.
It's not 1 turn.
This is 1 turn.
No. Well, I'm okay. The way it's drawn out, it's not 1 turn. But the way it's supposed to be is probably 1 turn.
It looks like there's a straight section where you have to extend.
This is obviously not to scale.
4, 5.
Oh, so you do agree that the bank and the hairpin are two separate turns because you just counted as two separate turns.
It is a hairpin.
You just it's a bank turn and a hairpin turn, two separate turns. So you can't add two turns together to total your angle. You're adding two turns.
Angle. That's 180 degrees.
Can you imagine if
Or
Aasbø was still on here? How crazy he think we
You're
are?
picking
Like,
a random spot to fit your percentage on that
Hey,
bank.
now we're going to percentage.
Yeah, degrees.
He just got
Degrees.
horrible.
I'm sorry, degrees.
How many percentage of this is degrees?
If I
That's so stupid.
if I put a radius here, if I put a center section here, and I moved it across.
Why are you starting there though?
Because
Because it's the center of the point of the axis. I see what he's doing.
yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. That's exactly what I was saying earlier.
here, the center of the axis
Of that part of the turn, but then the bank is somewhere
The
else.
center of what axis turn is where?
Okay.
Okay,
of a radius.
the radius, yes. I see what he's
Center of
saying.
the radius is here.
No, you.
Of the hairpin,
No,
yes.
you do it on.
And then the center of the radius,
That's
the other one would be up a
why
little
would
bit
you,
north.
Why
of
would
that.
you do it on the clipping point?
You wouldn't do it on the clipping point.
Because the center of the radius is here.
Yeah.
Center of what
clipping
radius?
point
Center of which radius?
Of the radius
Like if
of
you
the
had like a
turn.
center line radius, okay, you'd have to pick the center
Why is that the center though?
because that's just where it would fall out. That's where it would be.
Wait, I don't understand what you're saying.
That's just where it would
Have you ever seen
be.
the solar system.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yes. I understand.
Yeah, it rotates on an axis.
I got it.
Yeah,
What
okay.
you're
Well,
picking?
This was the sun.
Why is that there though?
The Earth has to go at 180 degrees.
It's not. It's
to
not
orbit
there.
the sun.
No.
Slingshot
you're wrong.
engaged.
You're totally wrong.
It's got to go 360.
Thank you. All right. Anyway.
To go around a section of the sun.
Yes, I know
Yeah.
what you're saying. Actually, that axis would be a little closer. That's fine. That's a whole nother.
Yeah, I don't know why he just put his
Can we,
finger on
can
there.
we
and
all
said, This is
find?
it.
Can we find where the axis of the turn would be now?
You know
Pull up
what?
Google Maps, please.
I'm not gonna get.
Axis of the bank would be kind of around this area here, but then the axis of this would be closer to here.
Yeah, I can
There
agree
you
with
go.
that.
So
Yeah,
it's a
it's-
changing axis. So it's a changing of the turn,
And it's not 180 degrees.
and it's not 180.
It's not.
It's 180 degrees.
It's not.
Ben, what do you feel about this?
Is it 180 degrees?
It's so complex.
I agree with the chat. We should move on.
Yes, we should move on. I agree.
I thought so a long time
Yeah.
ago as well, but
All right, can we put some other things to measure?
Wait, what?
No.
that'll be after the show.
I need a protractor.
Man,
Anyways, that was a long waste of time.
yeah.
Nothing was accomplished.
Because you're stupid.
So you result
This is what,
to
this,
insult.
this is
Paul,
what
come
I'm
on
saying.
now.
I'm
Be
glad
nice.
Aasbø left before we
Yeah.
got into these discussions
Yeah.
because that would have been embarrassing.
What do they use in Norway? They probably don't even use degrees, right?
I'm not gonna add to that.
I don't even know.
370.
Anything else?
No, their degrees are.
Chris,
are in
anything else you want to
Celsius.
announce
Yeah.
now that you're here?
I don't even know
No,
what
that's
I
it.
announced and not. No, not really stuff ready, but next time, or I'll give it to you guys next time, and you guys can talk about it. But
Okay.
we got some cool things in the works. Got to make some decisions on. It'll be fun,
We'll see.
you know.
Any new tracks?
Possibly.
So he's not willing to say it.
Okay. Wow. So quiet compared to
Just
just.
throw more Benz
He
We're gonna-
talked
you know
all
we're
he's
gonna argue about
talk
this once we
about
get
the
off.
dang turn.
Well, I don't want to take part.
Part 2.
Yeah, please, no. Anything else, Tim? That or no? How's your notary business going on in Forza Horizon? It's pretty good,
It's going
right?
well. It's
But
going
he
well.
did make County Line on Forza Horizon. So if anybody is watching that drove County Line wants to go check it out.
Really?
Yeah.
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 Is it the skin pad end all?
Yes. I put both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
What about
did.
the entry. The entrance to the track.
Yeah, I did it
Yeah,
too.
that
Actually.
was the fun part.
Well, I mean, not the whole thing, but yeah,
You did better on the skid pad than you did on the actual track.
I know. I
He's got some
mean,
tweaking.
yeah,
He's a tweaker.
Oh
You
boy.
can't tweak it once you set it
I
up.
remember we were like the big
Actually,
turn.
they're gonna do an
Are we
update
the
where
big
you
turn
can
layout?
tweak. Yeah.
Second left.
It was exciting.
The second left. Like, yes, second left.
The only thing I had to worry about was the KP zone. That was it.
Yeah. I remember
Yeah.
Jason Gildold killed me one time. I was like sitting on a golf cart, just like chilling. And the guy came and
Yes.
plowed his car right into the fence post, like
Yeah, I remember
nowhere near
that.
the track. And I was like, oh, that was sweet.
Oh, he hit that truck.
He
too
hit
that
the
one
truck?
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
same run. Yeah, same run. He did
Panel
everything.
key, everything.
And Emil had the longest understeer I've ever seen in my whole life at County Line.
Yeah. He almost killed the
Literally, like,
Rogelio.
I could have ran out to
No,
him. and, like,
Rogelio
turned the
almost
wheel
killed
for
Emil.
him. It was the longest understeer, I think, in the history of mankind.
No, nothing else.
Yeah. Okay.
Ben stressed out.
I was
What?
stressed.
Stressed him out there.
Ben, what do you have to
That
say?
was just like a stupid fest.
It was a stupid fest.
I tuned out a while back. I was just like,
He grabbed the camera. He's like, leave these idiots. Can't wait to get home and make this clip.
This is definitely a highlight. Look at my test subjects here.
Oh, who's he typing to? Why don't we get to see that?
oh, don't worry about it. You can check it out
I want to know what
later.
they're saying.
Okay.
They're so
I do
dumb.
want to mention, 'cause just to wrap things up, that I think that's it. We're gonna take a break for the holidays because next
Everything lands on Christmas Eve, then holiday,
Christmas
New
Eve.
Year's Eve. We'll see. We may have some other news or something. If we have to do an impromptu show, then we will. But as of right now, we won't be back till next year.
correct. Yeah, we're trying to get.
I'm gonna farewell this too.
We
Clutch Kickers
are
now this.
We mentioned it on the last episode. I know Zach from Klutch Kickers is working hard to try to get everything sorted out in regards to the rule book and all of that because there's a lot on their plate. But he did inform me that once they are ready to speak and answer questions, they'll be willing to jump on to provide the answers that
Do we know
everybody.
when registration is gonna open?
January 1st.
January 1st. And then hopefully not in the morning, right?
We do need to do it.
That
Is
would
there a
be,
time? Is there?
If he doesn't have,
because nobody's gonna be awake
That's
until
gonna be
like
pretty rough.
if he can't release information,
nobody's gonna be
then
awake
we
till
can't
like
do
3
a
in the
show.
afternoon that day.
If they're gonna be registering January 1st, he's gonna have it.
I don't think people
okay,
care though.
but they're doing the same thing. Like there's only so many championship spots. If you're going to do if you're going to register for the whole season, then you have to do it then.
Ah, yeah, there it goes.
But if you're not
January
registering
1st.
for the whole season, then you don't have to register January 1st.
Yeah, it's right there. Hang on, let me try to enhance
and this
it.
is there a limit to the amount of people, or we're just kind of letting everybody go?
Oh, they're probably going to cap it at 32. Or was that what they capped it last time? 32
Did
for
they
the
cap it?
championship?
40.
40 for the
40
championship.
Yeah, 40 for the championship. 40
Or they
for
gotta
the-
pit everybody too.
Why it's
The
not that
pits
big?
there are not that big. Yeah, like it's pretty tight.
I don't know.
Well, January 1st, pre-registration opens up for the whole season. So definitely keep an eye out on that if you're actually considering being a part of the series. It's going to be exciting. Who knows what's going to happen.
You should
But-
talk to him about doing something at Sebring. That would be.
Well, I think it's already too late on that because they're already locked in the whole
No,
season.
I'm saying for 2023.
Yeah,
Really.
Sebring's booked up until 2023 actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But so there's that. Jackson, are you announcing your candidacy, I guess, or you're running for the series?
I don't know. I thought about it. I mean, I don't know. I really was like after driving Klutch Kickers Emerald Coast, I was like, oh man, like the E30 does this awesomely. And then I'm like, this be sweet. Maybe I'll do it next year. And then they moved. I'm like,
But
This
you've
is
done this
closer.
track.
I've driven this track, yes, but I mean, it's Klutch Kickers was a lot of fun. Like I saw what people bragged about it for. It was great.
A lot of fun.
This track, I don't know. I mean, I'd probably not want to do the E30. I'd probably want to bring the E92 out, and that's not getting done anywhere near the amount of time that I wanted to. It took me about 2 days just to cut stuff out to make the diff fit, and the diff's still sitting next to it. So
Sheesh.
yeah, and I'm sure that car's gonna cost a lot more to run. The E30 is fucking cheap.
Yeah.
The E30 doesn't cost anything, like fuel, and doesn't really go through tires that bad unless you're like OSW or
Yeah.
a
'cause-
Mach-E or something like that. Just killed tires.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so light. It's not.
Yeah, it's so
gonna-
light, it doesn't really kill tires.
Okay.
But I mean, we'll see. Maybe I know on the team. I know we got I know on the team, Henry, Brad, and Alec really want to do it, and I don't know if Tim
Well,
is trying or not. It depends. He's getting old. He's getting old. Depends.
We got fired.
But relax. Nothing's been confirmed. What's the matter with you?
If we get fired, then I'll compete. But if we
You
don't,
guys really just think positive,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm.
No, Paul is the one that needs to think positive.
I've been saying this for
They
years.
told me that they fired us. They didn't. They just don't want to break it to you guys.
Did they tell you?
Oh my
Yeah, they told me.
god. They
Oh,
did.
man.
Oh
He's a
my
liar.
goodness.
Chris, what's your Instagram handle where people can follow
WF
you?
Chris Jackson, as in world famous Chris Jackson, not WTF.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm also US Drift Circuit. I'm also Jackson Performance. I'm also I want to drift, and also GFI official. So
Hey, your website don't work, dude.
which
What
one?
the hell's up with that?
Which one?
The GFI.
Oh yeah, that website's down, and yeah, that one's not working too good.
Work in progress.
We're also I'm on TikTok now. You know,
You're a
Jackson
TikToker.
Performance is on TikTok. My personal one, I haven't done anything because it's not that good. But
We're on TikTok too, but we haven't touched it.
I don't think it's really worth. You get, but there's no
Well,
return on.
we don't have the content at the moment to really.
None
put
of
out
us can
there.
dance.
Yeah, no.
we can have a dance session. You know, we can do a Christmas special, or
Chris,
Dance man.
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. That's great.
Yes, we can do a Christmas special.
Oh boy.
I like this idea.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Your birthday's coming up.
Yes, it is.
Ah,
Yes, it is.
anything special happening?
No, I kind of told everybody I just want to be left alone.
The pleasures of getting old.
I want to work on my car and be left alone and not have everybody in the world call me.
Okay.
So we just
I'm
all
still gonna
assemble,
call
we
you
all
about the
assemble and we
seat.
work on your car for your birthday.
Yeah, I mean, like it'd be really cool if we get something done on my car.
I'm gonna
So
call.
I'm afraid to put the.
Yeah, I know that
I'm
feeling.
afraid to do the transmission without having a diff in because like it's gonna get like really front heavy because that motor's so heavy and like the whole stuff going up there.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta get the diff done so I can at least pull the tranny out and put the new tranny in. And
Okay, so he's got work to do.
yeah, I got work to do and like the shop's been super busy. So you know we got a lot of cars over there, and you know Alex's car's getting work done, and we
Good.
just got so many cars. That
Good deal.
it's just cars every day. I hate cars.
Okay, well, folks, Jackson, thank you for
Thank
Dropping
you guys
by.
for inviting me.
Keeping the door unlocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're wondering who else was going to show up after you and then Paul. And I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, there's actually 4 or 5 waiting in the truck. So, guys, come on in here.
And like we mentioned before, we will be taking a short hiatus unless things change. But make sure to follow us on our social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, and of course YouTube Drift Sessions. And we hope to see you around.
Like
Until
and
then,
subscribe.
take care. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.